And good evening once again, everyone. As you can see, they're already on their feet at the Garden. Gil Santos along with Bob Cousy. Tonight, the raising of championship banner number 15 to the top of the Garden rafters. Presentation of championship rings. The crowd is already excited. It's pretty much reminiscent of the scene just a few months ago when they won the championship here at Boston Garden. Coos, you were here for the first raising of the championship flag all those years ago. What was that like?
Let me see if I can remember.
I'm sure you can if you really work at it.
It's vaguely familiar. It's coming back. It's a special night for a lot of obvious reasons, and even though it's been done 14 times, I think, well, obviously for the spectators, but also for the players, it's a special kick. Especially you're young enough as a player to, I think, share the enthusiasm and the excitement of the fans. And I think you recognize that it's going to provide a memory, that's going to warm you in your older years. It's something you look back on very fondly, whether it happens once or 6 times or 14 times.
Well, this is the 15th time it's happened, and I'm sure that as you go back in time and look back to that first championship in 1957, one that you were a part of, and you saw the first flag go up as a player, there is no possible way you could have imagined that 14 more were to follow in the next 27 years.
Now, really, it sounds like we're kind of beating our drum here, but in my opinion, this dynasty that the Celtics have created here in the last 27 years, really, since they won the first flag, has obviously never been accomplished before, and frankly will never be repeated in the American sports scene, I don't believe. I mean, the kind of domination that they have had over an entire league in a specific game in such a dramatically competitive arena, to win a championship 15 out of 27 times is, as I say, something that will never be duplicated.
Well, it's been in existence, the Celtics and the NBA, for 37 years. There's the World Championship trophy. The Celtics have won it 15 times in those 37 years. That's an incredible, I'm talking about from the beginning of the league.
Oh, I'm sorry, from the beginning of the league,
yes,
yeah. Right.
To now is a span of time of 37 years. There are the World Championship rings. The Celtics have won 15. That's a 40% top success average, and that's unheard of, really, I think, in major pro sports.
This is what I'm saying. You can talk about the Yankees or Montreal or Green Bay or any of the sports dynasties that have occurred in the last 30 or 40 years, and none of them have had this kind of consistency, I think. And it's not unlikely, frankly. I myself feel that they are finally going to overcome the 15-year jinx. I think everything is in place. The talent, the attitude, the coaches' relationship with the players, their own desire and determinations they've indicated to us. So I see them starting perhaps another mini dynasty at this point.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. Right now, let's go out to the floor for the ceremonies. And NBA Commissioner David Stern.
Let's get on with it. Congratulations again to the most successful sports team in all of professional sports. For our first presentation for his ring, Mr. Don F. Gaston, Chairman of the Board of the Celtics. Vice Chairman of the Board and Secretary of the Celtics. Alan M. Cohen, Vice Chairman of the Board and Treasurer of the Celtics. This man needs no introduction. Red Auerbach,
There's the ovation for Red Auerbach as he has presented his championship ring. Commissioner giving the first 3 to the 3 principal owners of the Celtics, the 3 owners, to Donald Gaston, Paul Dupree, and Alan Cohen. And now the legend gets his. 15 of them for Red Auerbach. It's amazing, Coos, that he has been the one constant through it all.
Well, I've said before, I think, frankly, he personifies, you know, the Celtic mystique and pride that everyone keeps referring to. It's been his kind of anchoring the ship since Waller Brown got it all started, and since we arrived. Arnold and I came together in 1950, and the results are out there for all to see. And as you said, you know, he's been the glue and the motivator that held it all together. Casey, this has to be very significant for Case.
Big moment. He won several as a player. I think 8, as a player, and now his first as the Celtics coach. That's going to be a great feeling for him.
Beautiful man, and he's really involved into a very, very effective coach. And the important thing is on this level, the feeling of the players as far as he's concerned. It's not easy, let me tell you, that's Jimmy Rogers, able assistant. Not easy to engender this kind of create this kind of a relationship with players today on this level. They're so much more sophisticated than they've ever been in the past, and you get the kind of unanimous feeling for sport.
His first as a coach. He had one as a player in the '80 championship, and now his first as a coach.
For Casey to create that kind of unanimous feeling, I think, is an additional tribute to his coaching talent.
Now one for trainer Mary Melchiori, and then they'll be bringing the Celtic players one by one to get their championship trophy, championship rings. Then the flag, number 15, will go up to the top of the garden.
We'll give Raymond a nice guy award, too, for trainers in the league, I think.
Yep. Dr. Tom Silva, the Celtics team physician. The garden, of course, is packed for tonight's home opener. Celtics 1-0 with their win over the Detroit Pistons last Friday. The New Jersey Nets are 1-2. Both clubs have a lot of injuries. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. Right now, let's watch some of the players get their ring. Danny Ainge. That's his first. That's right. He wasn't with us in 81.
Yeah, it's nice to see him not displaying any visible signs of having a bad knee. He ran out there in a hurry to get that ring, didn't he?
Quinn Buckner, his first. See now, Buckner, Ainge, the Dennis Johnson won one with Seattle. Here comes ML. Froggies had one before. Carlos Clark and Greg Kite and Scott Redmond will all be getting their first championship ring. What kind of a feeling was that, Cousy?
Well, you know, I don't care what it is in life you're trying to accomplish when you work towards it for any period of time. In our case, it was 6 years. So obviously 6 long seasons of frustrations in terms of never coming close. And then all of a sudden accomplishing your goal. I mean, it's like, you know, it's the end of the world. This is what it's all about. And especially at that age where, as I say, for some reason it seems more meaningful at the moment.
Big hand for DJ. Waves his ring to the crowd and takes a couple of bows. He's fit in very well with his club.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I'll tell you, had a super opening game.
Wow,
he was kind of overshadowed by what Larry accomplished coming down the stretch and all, and what he does pretty much every game. But I'll tell you, statistically, DJ had his best game as a Celtic, and it was kind of overlooked.
Yeah, he had 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. There's Cedric,
Max
who was
is back.
such a force in the Lakers series and in that 7th game right here.
Max is a big game player.
Yes, he is. What did he tell him? Said before the game, he told him, just climb on my back, boys, and I'll carry you home. Kevin McHale. I'm sure they'll save Larry Bird for last. Kevin gives it a big smooch. That's Commissioner David Stern handing out the championship rings. Here's the chief. Casey likes to call him the franchise now. Scott Wedman will be coming up to get his first ever championship ring. And Larry Bird will be coming up to collect his second in his 6th NBA season. Here's the magnificent number 33. We'll be back at the Boston Garden for the flag raising in a moment.
When is the best time to stop and shop? When I want a sausage made of fresh in the store.
When I want lean beef for my 5-alarm chili.
When I'm making my famous bacon, lettuce, and peanut butter burger.
When you want the best choice in town.
When I want veal so tender I can cut it with a fork.
When I want to speak, I can serve with pride.
When I want to pack in the savings. When I'm feeling double fried. Now, when is it time for you to stop and shop?
How about right now?
What does it take to excel?
I know the deadline. You'll get it tomorrow.
It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $9.35 overnight, and we deliver over 95,000 packages on time every day.
Yes, we got them. Oh, and Jerry, thanks.
Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Which of these oils gives you the best engine protection under the toughest driving conditions, sub-zero cold or blazing heat? This one, Mobil 1. Now, Mobil 1 and our other fine motor oils come in this easy-pour, resealable plastic container. Mobil Motor Oil. Now it's easier to use than ever.
Right now, the crowd is waiting to hear from Red Auerbach. Going to have a few remarks, and then flag number 15 goes to the Garden Raptors, and we'll play basketball. Here's Red.
Please join us all in showing your appreciation for the Boston Celtics as the 1984 NBA Championship banner goes to the Raptors with 14 other championship banners. Ladies and gentlemen, both teams will have 3 more minutes to warm up, and then we will start tonight's game.
What his thoughts were, or what his thoughts would be, as that championship flag was raised to the Raptors. And so here's KC.
KC, when they take that banner up to the top of the Garden, 15th World Championship banner for the Celtics, yet you're first as a head coach.
Yeah.
What are the thoughts that are going to be going through your mind?
Well, I mean, you just brought it up. I never thought of it as being my first as a coach. I was just thinking of that part of it. In fact, I was thinking about the ring. I was going to get a ring, and I saw it in Red's office. It's a beautiful thing. Got the shimrock on there, and the diamond just sits out beautifully. I never thought about the flag until someone mentioned it today at practice. And what I say immediate thoughts would be the players and the fans. The players had set some goals last year, and they fulfilled it. You know, they went to, got the All-Star game thing for me. They won the preliminary playoffs, went to the championship, and so I'm thinking of players and fans when I think of that flag going up.
That's K.C. Jones and his thoughts as that banner went up. And now we're getting set for a basketball game. The two teams going to warm up a little bit more now as they had about a 20-minute time to cool off. So when we come back, Bob Cousy and I will be talking about tonight's basketball game and about the injury situations on both of these clubs.
So fine, has come to me, a heritage of purity, a natural kind of green.
99 and
44/100% pure. It floats. For over 100 years, those words have meant Ivory. Today, Ivory freshens more complexions and helps more people feel clean, look healthy than any other soap. For a natural and pure kind of clean, one soap still rises to the top. Ivory.
Trying to keep up with business communications is enough to make anyone feel lost. Fortunately, there are the 9X advisors, experts who conquered the toughest communications territory. They'll show you what you do need and what you don't. In phones, integrated voice and data systems, networking too. So you and your system will feel right at home. 9X Business Information Systems, communications without complications.
At last, there's a great selection of hair dryers a man can call his own. Black Tie, the grooming tools from Black & Decker, with the right heat and airflow for a man's drying and styling needs. Attachments designed for the shorter hair men have. A concentrator for spot drying, one for men who travel. And they're Black & Decker dependable. Get a hair dryer you can call your own. New Black Tie, the grooming tools from Black & Decker.
Ooh, what hair.
All right, Gil Santos and Bob Cousy back at the Boston Garden. The Celtics and New Jersey Nets set to play for the first time this season. These two clubs met, of course, 6 times last year, both being in the Atlantic Division. The Celtics winning 4 of the 6, averaging 110 points a game against 106 for New Jersey. The Celtics and Nets were pretty even in the rebounding department. Matter of fact, they were pretty even statistically throughout the series, with the exception of the average points per ball game, where the Celtics had them by an average of 4. Everything else was pretty much even. Because free throw shooting was typically New Jersey, which is very, very bad. They shot 69% against the Celtics and were the poorest foul shooting team in the NBA last season. But, Coos, let's talk about the injury situation with the Celtics first. Danny Ainge with strained knee ligaments. Carlos Clark with a twisted ankle. Neither one of them will play tonight. Cedric Maxwell apparently not in top playing condition yet or ready to go. Whether or not he might see a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 at this point remains up in the air, but KC is not planning on using Maxwell tonight. So this presents the Celtics with some problems in the backcourt.
Well, they're momentary problems, Gil. Any of these injured players could become a more serious problem, obviously, if it was sustained or, went on over a long period of time. For a week or two, it really, we've been talking for 2 years about the depth of the Celtics and how this really is one of the strongest assets that they've had the last couple of years, and especially at that backcourt position. We've known about the 4 good guards, and actually 5 last year with Carlos Clark. So Casey has a lot of options to go to, a lot of flexibility at that guard position. Even if Danny does not play, he has already developed confidence in Carlisle. He can always put ML Carr in there for moments. ML's played some guard for him, so that is not a problem. And, Max has not been around for most of the exhibition series, all of the exhibition series, and Kevin McHale hasn't been doing a bad job. So in that sense, it weakens them just momentarily at that forward position, but it simply means that Kevin has to put in a few more minutes.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the New Jersey injury situation, which is even worse than ours. We'll be back to the Garden in just a little bit.
The Taste Drive. Introducing the new Bacon Double Cheeseburger Deluxe from Burger King. Powered by 2 beefy, flame-broiled burgers. Held together with sweet, clean slices of melted cheese. Topped with overhead bacon for extra sizzle. And luxuriously trimmed with crisp lettuce, ripe tomato, and mayonnaise. The new Bacon Double Cheeseburger Deluxe. Taste drive it for yourself at Burger King. Now.
We're changing our name from Datsun to Nissan.
You sure put a lot of room in here, Nissan. We love it.
We're changing lots of things, including our name. From now on, we're Nissan.
You made this new Z-Car more exciting than ever, Datsun. Nissan?
Lots new, including our name.
Okay, from now on, you're Nissan.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
Datsun is now Nissan.
I think I found some candles here.
I got some matches.
Here's to good friends.
How about a little blackout party?
You're crazy.
Not entirely.
The beer we'll pour must say something more somehow.
We didn't even finish the low and brow.
That's better. Let it be low and proud.
When I came back from Vietnam, we organized veterans who were opposed to what they'd seen, and we helped end that terrible war. In the lieutenant governor's race, I made the nuclear freeze a central issue. I want to go to the United States Senate to stop the nuclear arms race and to stop Washington from sending another generation off to war in Central America. Once you've seen war, you never stop fighting for peace.
Good evening. Welcome to Lottery Live for this Wednesday evening, October 31st. I'm Tom Bergeron. Now, because it's Wednesday night, not only do you get the daily number, you also get the weekly big money numbers. Let's check the daily number wheels. They're still going good. Yesterday's payoff, all four on a $1 bet in exact order, $4,962. We have a hefty estimated megabucks jackpot tonight, too. Talk to you about that in a moment. Right now, let's take a look at the daily number. It is 5, 4, 2, 7. 5, 4, 2, 7 is the daily number. Let's check out the weekly big money wheels now. They've all come to a rest. Yellow, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 4, yellow, 6, 0, blue, and white, 4. So 0, 1, 4, yellow, 6, 0, blue, and white, 4. We'll be back around 10 o'clock with Megabucks Live, estimated jackpot of about $7 million. So stay with us.
All right, Coos, now the New Jersey Nets have plenty of injury problems. Darryl Dawkins is not here. He's at a hospital in New Jersey in traction with a bad back. Albert King is on the injured list. Foots Walker is not here. So they have even more severe injury problems than the Celtics do.
I think without question. And it impacts on New Jersey much more significantly than as we said a moment ago, it would on Boston because of their strong depth on the bench. In New Jersey's case, Dawkins obviously is the big problem. Gminski does a heck of a good job filling in as a backup center. Very effective backup center, but as a full-time center, you know, very questionable. So they'd better get Double D back in action. He really, Stan Albeck did a nice job with him coming down the stretch. Officials tonight, Wally Rooney on your left, Paul McHale, a couple of good ones. And in the case of Foots Walker, somewhat insignificant, at least in the minds of the New Jersey coaches, not in mine. I think he's the best point guard they have, but they never play him, so it doesn't matter whether he's hurt or not, right?
Yeah.
I think their big problem is trying to make Michael Ray into a point guard. The first Larry Brown experimented, you know.
Continue to try to do that, Coos.
And it's not going to happen. You know, there's no stability on this team. Granted, they beat Philadelphia last year. That's been their big accomplishment in my mind, other than some steady progress because they've been getting some better players. But I think they have to stabilize their offense, and the way to do it is put in a reliable point guard. And Michael Ray is a fine player, but he doesn't fit that role. So in any event, they're hurting much more with the injury situation.
So the Celtics are with the basketball, controlling the tap. Quinn Buckner, the first time the Celtics have played here at home since winning the championship last year, the final game, the 7th game. The missed shot in the New Jersey Nets come down. This is Mike O'Koren, now Gminski from the corner. He's originally from Connecticut, played at Duke. Boston foul has been called. That foul is called on Kevin McHale, his first.
Not a real good one, obviously. Gminski, you know, doesn't face the basket badly. He'll hit that shot, but he's a little past his range there, and he's not going to hurt you with that shot.
There's the Gminski statistics last season against the Celtics last year. In the 6 games, he averaged 8 points and almost 6 rebounds a game in a reserve role, which was a nice job for him in a reserve role.
What to do with New Jersey is probably foul them every time they get prepared to shoot, really, because they always never give them a shot. They shoot it. Last night against Philly, they shot at 53% from the line. So they're, well, it didn't take long.
He hasn't lost anything off it a year ago, has he? Larry Bird puts the Celtics ahead 2-1 here in the opening minute of play. This is Michael Ray Richardson, now O'Koren, Otis Birdsong, the 2 men underneath as they continue to shuffle around in the double low post. Buck Williams and Mike Gminski. Birdsong goes on the baseline. And a foul will be called on Dennis Johnson by Wally Rooney. They'll give the Celtics 2 team fouls here in the opening minute of play.
Oh, Birdsong's a player. Lost a little bit of speed after the last 2 years of injuries, but I'll tell you, moves well without the ball, can still put it to the floor, as you can see here. Dennis tries to get him from behind. And he can fill the hole. Fine jump shooter, and he'll bring it to the basket effectively also.
Quinn Buckner forced a Boston steal. Bird shot no. Rebound Gminski. This is Birdsong pushing it up for the Nets. 2-1 the Celtics lead. We've played about a minute and 15 seconds. Now Richardson, who has had some great games for New Jersey. Another steal by Bird and some awful games.
They led the league 2 years ago in turnovers. I think they were second. I think there was only one team in the league.
Look at that steal by Bird.
And you know, you've just seen the reason why the last couple of times down the floor. They're just very careless with the ball, and it goes back to what we were saying on top. They need a stabilizing force out there.
Bird steal results in a Kevin McHale basket on the missed shot, and it's 4-1 Celtics in the first couple of minutes. Straight away Richardson. Rebound to Bird. Ahead to Quinn Buckner for a bunny.
And if you notice, starting out at least, their defense isn't too ferocious. They are capable of playing excellent deny defense, and they force many turnovers, second highest in the league. But I'll tell you, they're really very flat here in the early going, and evidently this has been the case, I'm told, in their first 3 games this year. They have one win against Cleveland, which is not something that you want to, celebrate about. There's the last play. Just a quick rebound. Celtics have had a lot of success against New Jersey with the release of whoever's guarding the shooter. This is a play that they've used for 2 or 3 years effectively, and especially against New Jersey because the guards like to go in. They have big guards. Birdsong and Richardson both like to go in and take a shot at that offensive board. Well, if you do that, it minimizes the coverage back, and the Celtics, knowing they're going to control the board anyway, release one of those guards, and they get easy bunnies, as they just did there with Buckner.
So the Celtics are on top 6-1. New Jersey hits its first basket from the floor, Otis Birdsong, and he was fouled by Quinn Buckner. However, the foul came before the shot, so the basket doesn't count. So New Jersey still without a basket from the floor, 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Richardson, now Birdsong trying to move off the pick. O'Koren in trouble. Gminski in the middle with a jump hook, and there's New Jersey's first basket. Took them 2.5 minutes to do it. Celtics starting 5, Johnson, Buckner, Parish, Bird, and McHale. For New Jersey, Birdsong, Richardson, Gminski, O'Koren, and Williams. Bird popping out, going on O'Koren, as we've got a foul against New Jersey's Mike O'Koren. That'll be the first team foul on the Nets.
New Jersey's picking up low, and as you can see, the Celtics are setting their offense up a lot closer to the basket than the opponent would like them to.
Nice job by McHale to keep a bad pass alive, but 3 seconds is called on the Celtics for the violation. It'll be New Jersey ball. Celtics lead 6-1.
The lower you can set your offense, the more options it creates, obviously, because your outside shot is shorter, and it creates a constant problem for the defense to cope with. It simply gives you more things to worry about. So defensively, you want to pick up as soon as possible and try to force that offense out, away from the basket.
Foul was just called on Kevin McHale, his second of the ball game. And the Celtics fourth as a team. The fast break with Buckner, now Bird. Oh, great play! Rejected by Gminski in a fine defensive play. Michael Ray Richardson brings it back the other way to Birdsong. It's tipped in. No, the ball was on the rim. That's offensive goaltending. No hoop for the Nets.
Good job there by Gminski. Triggered that break. Again, they got it down. They had 3-on-2 situation, but the ball was in the right wing. Instead of centering the ball, again creates more options. New Jersey, is simply not organized offensively. Good job by Dennis.
He did that a couple of times against Detroit last week, and when he did it in the fourth quarter, it turned into a 3-point play that gave the Celtics the lead at 117 to 114. They never trailed again after that.
Celtics seem to be posting Dennis up a lot more early in the season here than they have before, especially tonight with Quinn Buckner as his co-guard rather than Danny Ainge. Quinn not quite as much of an offensive threat as Danny, so I think you'll see Dennis perhaps become a little more offensive-minded.
9-3, the Celtics are leading. 8.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Chief with a rebound. Quick outlet to McHale, but he overthrows him. And Buck Williams has it at the other end for the Nets. This is Michael Ray. Been with the Knicks. He's been with Golden State. Now with New Jersey. Richardson. That was a two-point shot, and Gminski gets the rebound. Birdsong back. 9-5, Celtics, just under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Gminski does a lot of good things out there, and I'm not sure it doesn't, having him in there instead of Dawkins doesn't give them a little more flexibility from a coaching standpoint as to what they can do with Mike in there rather than Dow. Dow obviously has a lot more physical strength, but he's more one-dimensional, I think. Gminski, as I say, is more of an all-around basketball player, but without as much talent as Dow.
Buckner from outside knocks it home. 11-5 Celtics. The foul was on O'Corin prior to that. His second and New Jersey's third as a team. Celtics with a 6-point lead. 7.5 minutes to go first quarter.
Seems to be playing about as hard as they feel is necessary at this point. The defense is there, but it's really it lacks a little intensity. O'Corin takes advantage of that with a nice outside shot. If Mike develops that kind of range, his strength is putting it to the floor. He would become a much more effective offensive plays. A hard worker, plays good hard-nosed D. Doesn't quite have the the size and the muscle to mix it with the bigger forwards.
So far, the Celtics have not done a good job off the offensive boards in this first quarter, as New Jersey has pretty well taken down every missed Boston shot. The Celtics haven't had too many second opportunities at their end of the floor. Buckner all the way through, and a foul on the Nets. The foul will be on New Jersey, on Michael Ray Richardson, but the Celtics call for a timeout. 6:43 to play here in the first quarter. Right now, the Celtics are holding on to a 2-point lead.
Every day he carries the world on his shoulders. News and information of people that's accurate. Events that are as factual as they are human. Issues that hit home and are well told. And if you dial 929-2222, you'll find these are promises the Globe delivers on. Every day. You see, no paper brings the world closer to home.
A resource can mean many things. The gifts of nature, the fruits of invention, the people who bring them together. Every business relies on these and needs a bank that provides its own resources. Credit, money management, specialized programs for industry. Expect these and more from Fleet. Fleet National Bank, New England's business resource.
In 1922, this Rolls-Royce was brand new, and Merchants Tire Company was already helping to keep it on the road. During the late 20s, Merchants was supplying cars like this with Kelly Springfield tires. Well, even though times and styles have changed, Merchants and Kelly Springfield are still serving New England with the same dedication to reliable service, honest prices, and customer satisfaction that has made them one of New England's largest tire dealers. We're Merchants Tire Company, over 60 years of serving New England.
Sweeter for times like these. Yamaha home stereo systems.
Sweeter for times like these.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy at the Garden, where the Celtics are leading 11-9 over New Jersey. 6:43 left in the first quarter. Celtics on 50% shooting, 5 for 10. New Jersey 4 of 9 for 44%. Each team with 5 rebounds. New Jersey 3 turnovers, the Celtics 2. Of the 5 Celtics rebounds, only 1 has been an offensive rebound. That one was by McHale and was put back home.
Celtics are going to have to pick up their intensity level just a bit, I think, both offensively and defensively. I think they're kind of taking New Jersey lightly, possibly because of the injury situation. And You know, dangerous time for New Jersey coming in. They're coming in off a couple of bombs, I understand.
Yeah.
Played very badly last night. You never like to catch a team immediately after they've played that poorly.
New Jersey alert there.
You know, and they lost their opener to Atlanta at home, which had to hurt. Went down to beat Cleveland, but Little Sisters of the Poor probably could do that. So they've got to be careful.
All right, Bird, three-point shot. No. And Gminski, the rebound for the Nets, with a chance to tie the game here in the first quarter.
That three-pointer, you know, is what I'm talking about. They're a little careless. They're not paying attention to
details.
The business. You know, I mean, not that Bird. Normally, you'd say, hey, take the three-pointer anytime, you know, it pleases you to do it. But a little early in the game with a 2-point lead, to start taking three-pointers.
Buckner, now Bird, trying to hit McHale coming through the middle, but the ball was knocked away. Otis Birdsong will tie it up. 11-11, just under 6 minutes to play here. And a pass up court is read by Birdsong, and he makes the interception. Otis Birdsong read that like an open book.
Yep.
Foul on Buckner.
Celtics continue to be careless, and New Jersey, who is excellent at stealing the ball anyway, they've got 2 or 3 guys out there that are going to create a lot of turnovers, and who led the league a couple of years ago. Last year was second in the league, as we mentioned earlier. You've got to be very careful. Even when you're being careful, they're going to create the turnovers. So, as they say, if you're in your careless mode, why, what's happened in the last 2 or 3 minutes is going to occur.
Birdsong hits 2 free throws. He has 6 points, and New Jersey leads it 13-11. They have gone on a run of 8 points here. They were down 11-5. Bird on the baseline squeezes it out. No. Buck Williams the rebound. So New Jersey with an 8-point run, looking for 10. Michael Ray Richardson. And he makes a bad pass.
Yeah, he misread the coverage. He had the penetration, had the opening, but the defense hadn't reached him before he tried to get it to O'Connor. Buckner with a nice steal.
Buckner alertly coming up with a loose ball. Robert Parish gets the hoop, and it's tied at 13. 5 minutes left, first quarter here at the Garden. Had the flag raising to tumultuous cheers. O'Corin. McHale the rebound. Here comes Dennis Johnson for the Celtics. Fires a fastball to Parish, but it's knocked away. The Celtics are making some careless passes, too.
They really are being too impatient to make the play. They're trying to force it down New Jersey's throat rather than, you know, letting it happen. And that's normally what you're going to get in a situation like that, a lot of turnovers. There's another example of it. Brings Casey off the bench, and I don't blame him. I hope he's going to say something very nasty to the boys in white, because they
That's the 6th Boston turnover. Casey very upset, calls a timeout. We'll be back to the Garden in a little bit.
If your office spends more than $200 per month on toll calls within your area code, one way to be more cost efficient is not by cutting back. It's by adding watts from New England Telephone. Because watts bills you by the hour. So you can make a lot more toll calls from here and save more per call through here. To make your phone do more, order watts today.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Tonight is kind of special.
Whoa! Last one down by the lower brow.
Beer will pour. Must say something more somehow.
So tell me, were you scared?
No.
Tonight.
Me too.
Did it be
The most successful suit we've ever sold, exquisitely tailored by Kilgore, French & Stanbury of London. Available only at Mr. Sid.
Part 2 of Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon can be seen this Saturday, November 3rd, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Highway to Heaven, Part 2 this Saturday, 1:30 to 2:30 here on WBZ TV 4. All right, Birdsong and Richardson remain the guards. There are no changes for New Jersey, nor are there any changes for the Celtics. Gminski has it partially blocked by Parish. Buck Williams has it blocked. Ball being slapped around. Chief comes up with it. Ahead to Bird, but the ball is going to be picked off instead by Richardson. A little flurry of defensive excitement by the Celtics. However, the Nets get the ball back again.
I'll tell you, you don't want to give a weaker opponent the idea, especially on your home court, that they've got a chance of beating you. And this is exactly what the Celtics are allowing to happen here. That could be dangerous because New Jersey is a strong enough team, you know, to come in here under these circumstances and take one out of here.
Nice alley-oop. Dennis Johnson to Robert Parish ties the game at 15. 3.5 left in the first quarter.
Problem a lot of times with the strength the Celtics have. Buck Williams splashes into the hole.
Parish the rebound. Bird comes out. Williams hit the deck pretty hard. The last thing the Nets need.
No, he's their player. He really...
Great play by Buckner. Bird the offensive board. No. And the loose ball is out of bounds off the Celtics. It'll be New Jersey ball. Buckner made a terrific play. Keep that ball alive and knock it back to the Celtics. Here's Stan Albeck, the New Jersey coach.
Stan's done a nice job here. He seems to do an especially good job with the centers. They credit him with kind of calming Darryl Dawkins' game down and giving him confidence in his second violation. Buckner gets Buck Williams' attention by knocking the ball out of his hands. Players will hold on to that, you know, obviously as long as possible to delay the opponent getting it. Officials have to make sure that doesn't occur because they've got to turn it right over.
All right, Buckner for the Celtics, tied at 15. Parish on the baseline with Gminski, goes over him. Rebound to Michael Ray Richardson. That should be an elbow, yes. Buck Williams, rather. After getting the rebound, you saw him start to flail his elbows around, and he's called for it by Paul McHale.
Yeah, that's obviously unnecessary. Here's Buck. He comes down. He sees Bird moving in, although Bird isn't attacking him with any degree of intensity and just swings away. If he had made contact, it would have been a flagrant foul. 2 shots, possible ejection. And now I guess he said something. Yeah. They're calling a technical. Without any contact on the play, it simply becomes kind of a threatening gesture, and you lose possession of the ball. It's unnecessary, obviously. Yeah. Williams was the second strongest rebounder in the league last year, second to Moses Malone as a forward. So, you know, he's a tremendous force under there, fine player. There's no need to intimidate. Everyone knows he's a tough rebounder, you know. There's no point in his throwing elbows. He doesn't have to.
Against the Celtics, he averaged 13 rebounds and 17 points a game. Bird's free throw putting Boston ahead. And the basket by Dennis Johnson makes it a 3-point Celtics lead with 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Not only that, but that tee could be a momentum changer as far as the Celtics are concerned.
Now the New Jersey Nets have taken a timeout. New Jersey Nets have taken a timeout. So, Coos, your thoughts so far here in the first quarter? Kind of a sluggish first 5 or 6 minutes by the Celtics with some careless passing.
Yeah, it hasn't been an artistic success on the part of both teams. Frankly, I think New Jersey in the last 5 or 6 minutes has probably been a little more stable. They both started off throwing the ball away. The problem, I started to point it out a moment ago, with having the kind of depth and strength that the Celtics have, and we saw Casey jump up after the Buckner turnover, you know, very upset, and I'm sure he indicated that in the huddle. But the point is, they know they played poorly for them. Everyone in the joint knows it, and yet they look up at the score and they're still tied.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is a team with this kind of depth can play badly, especially here at home, you know. And still, it's difficult to make the point that, hey, if you guys don't shape up, you know, we're going to come out of here with an L instead of a W, because they keep looking at the score and they're, well, a little bit ahead. Hey, we're playing badly and we're ahead, so why do we have to really put out, you know? It's...
interesting outfits here at the Garden tonight. A lot of people in their Halloween costumes.
Displays there. So, in any event, what happens, as I say, you may maintain a little bit of a lead that way, but you let the opponent figure that, hey, if he hangs in and plays tough, he perhaps can come out of here with a win. And New Jersey hasn't had many here. Have they ever beaten Boston here? I think once.
I think only one time in their history. This telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Celtics and WBZ TV Sports. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics Basketball Club and WBZ TV is prohibited. No changes for the Celtics and no changes either for the New Jersey Nets. Both first units have gone all the way so far in the first quarter. O'Koren to put it in play for the Nets. Celtics leading at 18-15, and as you saw a moment ago on the graphic, the Celtics have won their last 5 home openers in succession. Birdsong, mismatch with Parish on him. Now Richardson straight out. Fills it up, and it's a 1-point Boston lead with 2:15 to go in the quarter.
I'll tell you, old Michael Ray's had his ups and downs in this league. A lot of personal problems, and it's affected his play, made it erratic. But boy, in the playoffs last year, he was about as effective as I've ever seen. Another turnover, by the way, on a part of the Celts.
Buckner zigged, and Johnson thought he was going to zag. Now Birdsong with a miss, and McHale with a rebound. 2 minutes left in the quarter. They get it ahead to Dennis Johnson. He goes one-on-one with Richardson. Rebound to Buck Williams.
Oh, does he go up strong?
Doesn't he?
There's one guy you must, I repeat, must box off that offensive board, because he's going to do a lot of damage if you don't.
Chief gets the deep rebound, and Birdsong flattens Buckner. The two of them ran together, and the foul will be called on Otis Birdsong. That'll put New Jersey over the limit, and the Celtics will be at the line.
There it is. Quick outlet by the Chief. Tries to catch Buckner, who's got to step on the field. Otis takes care of that one, however.
Last season against the Nets, Quinn Buckner did not do that well. Had a high of 6 points in the 6 games played between the two, so he averaged only about a point a game against New Jersey. And he's gone over that tonight.
Not all that pretty, but effective. Still counts for one, even if it hits the rim 14 times.
One more free throw for Buckner. He gets them both.
That's prettier, but it's, I say, you still get
counts
the same
way.
Points. Yeah.
All right. O'Koren and now Buck Williams. Cross court to Birdsong, who starts to make a move on Buckner, and a foul will be called on Buckner. His 3rd personal foul. The Celtics are over the limit as well. KC has very little room to maneuver with guards tonight because of the injury to Danny Ainge and an injury to Carlos Clark. And ML Carr is going to come into the game to replace Quinn Buckner at guard. Here's ML.
Well, it's nice to have a small forward that can swing. ML has played a lot of guards for Boston since he arrived, and he seems to be rejuvenated this year. He's really had some meaningful minutes in the exhibition and in the first game in Detroit, so it's a nice option for Casey to have.
Yeah, ML has really looked sharp. 20-18, the Celtics are on top by a pair with 1:23 left here in the first quarter.
This kid's 3 for 3 from the line, but he shoots better from the field, frankly, than he does from the free throw line. It's an amazing stats for a guard. You know, we have that with big men. Wilt obviously always shot better from the field and from the free throw line, but it's unusual for a guard.
Bird. No. Rebound Dennis Johnson. Rebound Robert Parish. Celtics with a flurry off the offensive boards to go up by 4 points.
See,
1 minute to go.
That's what's making them a little cocky tonight. They know it's Dawkins out. You know, they pretty much own the backboards. And that's what's causing them, I think, perhaps to be careless offensively and not work as hard as they might normally do defensively.
Celtics lead is 2 points with 45 seconds left in the first quarter. The banner's gone up. The rings have been presented. And last season is now officially history. Bird off the pick. Rolls out. Williams the rebound. Michael Ray with 28 seconds left in the first quarter. New Jersey with 14 on the shot clock right now. Gminski has it knocked out of his hand by Bird, who goes down into the press row.
Great anticipation on the part of Bird, coming over from the weak side, just timing it beautifully. He knows Gminski likes that little jump hook, and he assumed he was going to bring it to the outside. That's where he came from, and almost came up with a steal.
7 seconds put back up on the shot clock for New Jersey. And 18 seconds to go in the first quarter. Richardson gets it out deep, but the Nets nearly mess it up. Now Richardson, a three-point bomb. Rebound Gminski, blocked by Parish. How do you do? Mr. Gminski, how do you do?
A couple of outstanding plays by the two big men. Gminski with a hard-fought offensive rebound, but then brought it back up into the traffic. Watch this, without a fake. See, he needed one fake. He didn't get it, and that allowed Robert to get the timing of the block. Fine defensive play.
Richardson ties it up with 4 seconds left in the quarter, steals another pass. Richardson will try another shot, and the Nets have a 4-point lead, a 2-point lead rather, at the end of the first quarter, thanks to 2 quick hoops down at the end by Michael Ray Richardson. At the end of one quarter, it's the New Jersey Nets 24 and the Celtics 22.
When is the best time to stop and shop?
When I get the signal. When I want to shave, it saves.
When I want to add dimension to my hair.
When I want to get close-up.
When I want Vidal Sassoon at my fingertips.
When I want to be soft all over.
Stop and Shop has thousands of the most popular health and beauty aids, and they're all at prices that never looked better. So, when is it time for you to stop and shop?
How about right now?
Stop and shop.
14 years ago, we crossed this bridge to introduce a new gasoline from Getty. Today, we're crossing it to bring you a new idea from Getty. From now on, we'll be selling unleaded gasoline and only unleaded, premium and regular. And we'll be selling them for less than most other major unleaded. So you get more miles for your money. Unleaded only. That's where America's headed. Unleaded only for less. That's where Getty is headed.
Under WBZ TV's contractual arrangement with the Celtics for this telecast, the announcers for this game have been selected by station WBZ TV, subject to approval of the Boston Celtics Basketball Club.
Sure, yeah, that's what I got.
Back at the Boston Garden, Gil Santos along with Bob Cousy. The New Jersey Nets lead at 24-22 at the end of the first quarter of play. And the statistics in the first quarter, New Jersey was 10 of 24, the Celtics 9 of 24. Turnovers, the Celtics 9 first quarter turnovers. Now you turn that out over a 4-quarter game and you're talking 36 turnovers. Buck Williams 7 rebounds. Bird was only 1 out of 7 from the floor in the first quarter, but the Celtics continued to be very careless with the basketball, Coos, and it cost them as New Jersey got a pair of hoops in the last 5 seconds from Michael Ray Richardson, and instead of Boston being ahead by 2, they're down by 4. And with 9 turnovers, they're lucky they're only down by 4.
Just a very mediocre, sloppy first quarter by the Celtics. There's no other way to explain it. New Jersey clocked in with about 24 turnovers against Philadelphia last night, and I think Celtics must have heard about it, and they're trying to beat that record because they will easily surpass it, as you just said, if they continue this careless ball handling. I think it's a combination of factors. Wow, that was kind of spooky. Okay, don't come to my door with that mask on, right? You know, a combination of factors. The injury situation on the part of New Jersey, I guess, has affected the Celtics a little bit. Casey going to the bench, and that usually is a positive move, especially at home, you know, because the guys coming off the bench are going to give you a little harder work and intensity defensively, and sometimes that'll take a reaction from the front liners when they get back in there.
Richardson from outside buries it, and that's 3 baskets in a row for Michael Ray. A 17-12 Celtic rebounding edge in the first quarter. Rick Carlisle and Scott Wedman are in for the Celtics, with Dennis Johnson and Larry Bird out. So it's Carlisle and Carr at the guards, Wedman up front with McHale and Parish. ML on the turnaround, no. The rebound of Buck Williams, and now Richardson pushes it up, or Birdsong, for New Jersey. They have their biggest lead of 4 points right now, 26-22.
Not only that, but you can see in the last few minutes that their confidence level seems to have increased dramatically. You know, they're digging in defensively. They're coming out much deeper to pick up the Celtics. They were awfully tentative defensively starting out. There's the play a moment ago. Carlisle reaches in, picks up a foul. No question on the call. A little bit of a mismatch there. Rick's good, solid player, as we've told you, but doesn't quite have the speed and quickness that Michael Ray can lay on you. He's explosive. Birdsong gets one out.
Richardson's gone out, and Darwin Cook has replaced him. That's the first New Jersey substitution. The Nets have now run 10 unanswered points in the Celtics until that rolling in hook by Robert Parish. 28-24, New Jersey's lead is down to 4 points.
Robert's been about the only Celtic, frankly, that's had a...
Well, they call a hand-checking foul on Carlisle. That's a call on a rookie. That's all that was. I mean, that was a very, very cheap foul. Watch this. That's a foul. Give me a break.
Oh, well, they start, you know, they've been advised to call...
traveling.
To call hands a little more closely, hands on the player, especially out of that guard position years ago, but they've never really implemented it. If they start calling that, we'll be back to the 1950s of from one foul line to the other, because everyone in this league at every position tries to maintain hand contact.
Parish got Gminski on him. Robert turnaround rainbow. Rolls it home. 28-26 now. The Celtics cut the net lead to 2. 10 points for Robert Parish. He leads all teams, all players, both teams in scoring.
Started to say a moment ago, Robert is about the only Celt so far that's had, you know, a normal quarter of basketball. Buck Williams displays unusual range. You don't see Buck going out that deep generally, and that's his first hit.
Wedman from outside. It's a 30-28 ball game, just under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. New Jersey led at the quarter by 2. Williams whips a bullet past to Cook, who just lost Carlisle.
Beautiful. Beautiful job by Williams. He has really become a much more complete basketball player offensively.
McHale.
Nice little fall away. That supposedly is McHale's weakness. In other words, when the defense forces him to the fall away, they figure they've accomplished something, but he hits that shot so well.
Sure does.
That it's deceptive.
I tell you, these clubs now have not missed in about 5 shots. 5 trips down the floor. They're trading baskets right now. New Jersey has the edge of 4. This is Wedman. Parish, who's had a good first half so far. Now Chief takes it to the baseline, scores again.
Wow, nice job. The Chief was waiting for the trap. He normally picks up the strong guard who drops in whenever they give him the ball inside, but it never came. They kind of half committed themselves, but never went. It confused him momentarily.
Cook from outside. The 2 clubs continue to fill it up without a miss. Carlisle trying to come out of the backcourt. He does, as he sent Cook sprawling to the floor. Carlisle looking to get it low. Instead comes out to Wedman. Straightaway 20-footer. Last 9 trips down the floor. No one has missed either team.
I tell you, they shot like 43 and 30-something in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Things have heated up considerably. And believe it or not, both teams are playing stronger defense. Isn't that strange this quarter? With more intensity,
nice play by Wedman. Goes to the floor for it. Jump ball.
Good job.
Great hustle by Scott Wedman.
Scott is another one that we've told you during the exhibition series has really been on a high. Played his best basketball, I believe, in the last few weeks that we've seen as a Celtic.
Watch Wedman here.
This was saying that both teams are shooting much more effectively, and yet we've got this kind of intensity defensively on the part of both clubs. Strange. Well, good basketball players generally will respond and shoot more effectively with a lot of pressure. You know,
that's what they're used to.
Run away from the best shooter in the league, and he'll throw it over the basket. Really.
Bad pass. Ball is loose. Wedman has it. Celtics with a chance to tie. ML all the way to the hole. 2.
Oh, nice job.
Celtics tie it up at 36 apiece with just under 8 minutes to go here in the first half.
Doesn't take ML long to make up his mind when he sees an opening. Good, strong drive for the basket.
Time out on the floor. We're tied dead even at 36.
Boy, those games really move.
Not fast enough.
Well, if you're overstocked, don't wait for customers to call you. Call them.
It's worth a shot.
It's telemarketing.
You're all out. Good. Glad I called. Reorder now, and you'll get a
Telemarketing can help you increase orders and get inventory under control.
Come on, pick up the phone, now you're on your way to doing more business every business day.
can you show me the hottest new car in America?
Yes, yes, we can.
The Nissan 300ZX.
We're gonna give you the best we can.
Turbo.
Yes, yes, we can.
You want a great car?
We're your Nissan Datsun men.
Here we are.
Yes, yes, we can.
We've got selection.
How about some of those ZX ideas in a family car?
Yes, yes, we can. New England Nissan Datsun men. Yes, we can. Yes.
So this is the new log cabin. Thanks for giving me a hand. Hey, what are friends for?
Here's to good friends. Tonight's kind of special.
Try it this way.
The beer we'll pour says something more somehow.
Looks like we're about done, huh? Not yet, you're not.
Tonight.
Not a bad day's work. Next weekend, we put in the pool.
Let it be low and brown.
On Thursday's Evening Magazine at 7:30, visit Boston Latin Academy. It doesn't have many frills, but it does turn out some of the best students in the country.
Our next Celtics telecast will be next week, Saturday, November 10th, 7:30, when the Celtics travel down to D.C., Landover, Maryland, to take on the Washington Bullets. The Celtics and the much-improved Bullets, Saturday, November 10th, 7:30, here on WBZ TV Channel 4. In this quarter, the Celtics are 7 for 7. Larry Bird is in for the Celtics, replacing Kevin McHale. Birdsong to the basket. No, Bird the rebound.
It's hard to beat that, isn't it? 7 for 7?
Sure is. Only thing that beats it is 8 for 8. Parish, Carr rather, and 2 points. Score the hoop. As ML on the baseline, turn with a quick baseline turnaround jumper. Goaltending called against New Jersey, so the Celtics are 8 for 8 in this quarter. And they have taken their first lead of the quarter at 38 to 36. George Johnson in at center for New Jersey, replacing Mike Gminski. Buck Williams hits the side of the backboard with it. Bird comes out of the pack, ahead to Carlisle. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Protected the ball with his right side.
Absolutely right. Used his body as kind of a battering ram and also for protection against Birdsong. Worked very well. Michael Ray and Wedman mixing it up. Wedman wants a piece of him.
Yeah, Richardson, I've seen Richardson, Coos. This is about the 5th time that Richardson has ended up in some kind of a conflict with a Celtic.
I'll tell you, Wedman really wants him.
Wedman's a big, strong guy, and he would not be the guy to mess with. Technical on Richardson and on Wedman. They've both been hit with technical.
Well, evidently Paul Mihalik was eavesdropping on what they were saying to each other. That's unusual. I don't know that I've seen that before. He was just walking by. He heard Wedman jawing at Richardson, and whatever else was said, Richardson trying to make up, as you can see.
Well, apparently all that's under control. I'm not so sure that they haven't been ejected, Coos.
Oh, is that right?
I'm not so sure they haven't.
Oh, I think that would be certainly a unique call.
Well, they kept jawing away at each other, and
but you can't.
But they weren't fighting.
Talking at each other. God, we wouldn't have anybody left in the league. You know, basketball players are.
No, they haven't been. No, they haven't been tossed out.
Yeah, for saying nasty things to each other from a distance of 12 feet. I mean, they don't want to fight, but they will verbally.
Oh, Richardson was thrown out. He's leaving the building. That was his. Oh, that's right. That was his second one.
Okay. 2 is automatic.
Yep.
Plus they withdraw $250 from your wallet when you're not looking.
Coos.
Or your paycheck, or whatever it comes
at the prices these guys are making, $250
that doesn't get your attention. That's like a quarter tip to the bellhop.
That's the second technical on Michael Ray Richardson on the night, so he's been tossed out.
Well, I'll tell you, since Michael Ray is the leading scorer with 14 points, that seriously compounds New Jersey's injury problem.
I tell you, though, Richardson always seems to get into hassles with the Celtics. Remember a couple he had with Rick Roby a few years ago. All right, the Celtics have a 4-point lead right now. Bird is doubled up. That's at cross court. ML, pretty drive. No. Chief the rebound. First shot the Celtics have missed this quarter. Gets it back out to Bird, but it's slapped around, and O'Koren loses it.
Oh, Robert doing an awesome job on that offensive board, for that matter on both boards. But as we said a moment ago, he has been the strongest force the Celtics have had in the game so far. And not only in his scoring, but in his board work.
Celtics will have the ball inbounds as O'Koren knocked it out. 6:29 to go in the first half. Celtics leading by 4 points. Larry Bird getting set to put the ball in play. Kevin McHale will check in for the Celtics, or will attempt to check in. They won't let him come in right now. He'll be coming in for Robert Parish, who's just had a super first half. Wedman now chief as Johnson tipped it away. Wedman, a 22-footer, no. Rebound to Buck Williams. And the ball is out of bounds off of Larry Bird, says Paul Mahalet. It'll be New Jersey ball. McHale comes in replacing Parish. Chief ought to get a big hand. He really played a super first half so far. There's Kevin with George Johnson. The only thing I'll never forget about George Johnson is first year you and I did games together, I checked his statistics from the previous year, and he had more blocked shots than points scored.
Yeah, he's not a, he won't win too many from the field, but I'll tell you,
it's good backup
good rejector. You take it in the middle when George is in there. You know, you got to keep your head up and be ready to lay down because he's got excellent timing and a long reach.
Carlisle bringing it back for the Celtics. They're up by 2 points. Bird loses Williams on the baseline. He goes right by him. Ate his lunch.
Is that pretty? I mean, just hung interminably, it seemed, in the air when he caught the pressure from the inside. And still, of course, we've seen him do that so often. It's not unusual any longer, but it is a fairly unique feat for a man 6'9".
This is Darwin Cook up over Carlisle. No, weak side rebound. Buck Williams. George Johnson gets it. Now Birdsong right through the middle. Blocking foul is going to be called on Larry Bird.
Well, you don't see that happen too often. George Johnson went over Bird's back to get that offensive rebound. Brought it back into play, got it to Birdsong, who now takes it in. And Bird is a little late setting up the block. And the foul goes on Bird. Did he make that hoop?
Yeah, he made the hoop. The basket counts, and he's at the line to take one. Otis Birdsong against the Celtics, averaged 15 points a game last season, but as Cousy mentioned earlier, not the greatest foul shooter in the world. This is his second in a row. Carlisle bringing it back for the Celtics as they're ahead by 2 with 5:10 to go here in the first half. Bird lines it up from 22.
He really measured that one, didn't he?
Well, he eyeballed it and let her rip. He was already up court when the ball was out of his hand. Now this is Cook. Cook and Birdsong are the guards right now. O'Koren and Williams the forwards. Johnson the center. There's Darwin Cook. Dennis Johnson is back in for the Celtics, replacing M.L. Carr. Wedman ahead to McHale, out of bounds off of New Jersey. It'll be Boston ball. Nets make a substitution. Kelvin Ramsey. There he is, into the game for the Nets, replacing Otis Birdsong.
Well, Kelvin was their point guard for a good part of last year after coming over from Dallas, and I thought that, you know, an acceptable job, or better job than, as we said, Michael Ray is capable of doing in that particular role.
McHale misses the turnaround. New Jersey comes down with a chance to tie. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. O'Koren ties it up.
Again, no defensive carelessness on the part of the Celts. You've got to stop that ball and certainly pick it up as it comes over half. They let O'Koren walk it down, get to the top of the key without any pressure, and just knock it home.
Dennis Johnson doubling up on Bird inside. Johnson has it partially deflected, and a foul will be called on New Jersey on George Johnson. Johnson 6'11" in his 12th year in the NBA from Dillard College. There's George. He did not play last season. The year before was with Atlanta. Went free agent. No one signed him, so he sat out the whole year.
You'll see George working at it tonight, I'll tell you, because the talk is that when Double D and Albert King and Foots Walker come back, he'll be one of the players that's released. So I'm sure he's going to give it his best shot here against the Celts.
Johnson goes out and into the ball game for the Nets, Mike Gminski. One more free throw for Dennis Johnson. Celtics leading it by 1, 45-44. And it remains that way, a 1-point Boston lead. This is Ramsey, who played at Ohio State, his 5th year in the NBA. Williams upset about something.
Oh,
nice move by O'Koren. He's doing a heck of a job tonight.
Well, that's what he does best. Michael is a good hard driver. He knows how to run that baseline or take it in the middle as he did that time. Normally, his outside shot doesn't complement it, but tonight he's hit 2 from out. And that's when his driving game obviously becomes more effective. And he'll, you know, he's a good, strong rebounder. He doesn't have the bulk, but he puts his nose in and goes and gets it.
New Jersey leading it by a point right now. Ramsey and now Cook. Very quick. Loops it into Buck Williams. From the corner, Darwin Cook puts the Nets ahead by 3.
That's 8 for Cook, all from outside, I believe. Wedman tries to answer quickly.
Celtics
Williams
taking the first shot that shows again.
Tell you, if they'd have played like this in Detroit, they'd have been blown out.
That's right. Really? New Jersey has put on a 6-point run to go ahead by 5, 50-45, and now the Celtics want a timeout to talk things over, and well, they should. 2:52 left to play in the first half. The Nets lead it by 5 points.
Feel the quality of the new Chevy S10 Maxi Cab 4x4. Feel the excitement of Instatrack 4-wheel drive. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to ground-grabbing 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. Add the optional folding rear jump seats, and the Maxi Cab easily carries up to 4 adults. We have plenty of trucks, so come on down and strike a truck driving deal with your Massachusetts Chevy dealer now.
Your Massachusetts Chevy dealer.
A resource can mean many things. The gifts of nature, the fruits of invention, the people who bring them together. Every business relies on these and needs a bank that provides its own resources. Credit, money management, specialized programs for industry. Expect these and more from Fleet. Fleet National Bank, New England's business resource.
Fly Delta to 8 major Texas cities: Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, Amarillo, Austin, El Paso, Lubbock, and San Antonio. Delta has daily nonstops to Dallas-Fort Worth, plus flights throughout Texas, all with low fares, great personal service, and convenient schedules. So see your travel agent or call Delta Airlines. Delta is your airline to Texas. That's the Delta spirit.
After the game, Bob and I will have all the details of Stop and Shop's new Celtics Player of the Game contest. Well, New Jersey on a little burst here, 6 unanswered points, and they've gone ahead 50-45. So far, the Celtics shooting 20 of 41 for 49%. New Jersey 23 of 40 for 54%. 20 Boston rebounds, 19 for New Jersey. Bird on the inbounds to Dennis Johnson. Celtics have fallen behind ever since Robert Parish went out of the game. Johnson on the post-up has it ripped away by Darwin Cook.
Boy, did he do a fine job. Dennis, it appeared, had spun away from the pressure and was simply going to lay it up, and Cook came in quickly and just stripped him. Nice defensive job. Cook's got the quick hands. He can do that. His strength is his defense. This is somewhat unusual. I haven't seen him shoot this consistently and this well from outside. This is fifth coup, I believe, from out.
New Jersey's now run 8 unanswered points on the Celtics. Bird with a left-handed hook breaks that run. Well, it's 52-47 with 2:08 to play here in the first half. New Jersey led at the quarter, 24-22. Turnaround bank shot is missed, and the rebound to Kevin McHale. Carlisle comes through the middle with it. Back to Dennis Johnson. Nice on a cut to Wedman. Blows the layup. Rebound Bird. It's out of bounds off Bird.
Good offensive board by Bird. Found the seam in the blue shirts there, but then couldn't control it. They knocked it out of his hands, and it went out of bounds off his leg, although Larry said he'd been fouled on it. Point was they blew the layup. They did a nice job getting it in. Wedman just rushed it a bit.
Celtics are down by 5 points. 52-47, minute and a half first half. Down by 7 as Gminski hits that little jump hook. That's his favorite shot.
It's not classic, but it's effective. And a more difficult shot than a conventional hook shot.
Now McHale has the ball knocked away. Everybody goes to the floor, and we'll have a jump ball.
Don't put it to the floor if you're a big man against New Jersey. Those little guys search that ball out very effectively. They're quick. They have good hands. They play the passing lanes effectively. You know, they're really going to strip you if you try to put it to the floor.
Robert Parish back in for the Celtics. Scott Wedman goes out. And that'll mean McHale and Bird will be at the forward positions. Carlisle on the tip from McHale. Chief. Baseline Rainbow. Boy, he's having a big half. 54-49. New Jersey with a 5-point lead. A minute and 5 seconds to go in the first half.
14 points for the Chief.
O'Corin. Now Williams in the lane has it slapped around. McHale comes away. Celtics are 3-on-3. Johnson weaving. Beautiful.
That's a nice job. Nice change of pace. Timed it properly. He let Bird draw that defense just far enough to the right where a little opening opened up for him to the basket. O'Corin from way out.
That's a little beyond his range, and Gminski misses the tip in. Chief comes out to Carlisle, and now Johnson. 35 seconds in the half. Bird wide open. Pump. Celtics trail by 1 with 31 seconds to go in the half. The Celtics have run in 6 unanswered points.
Again, a lack of good, strong offensive discipline on the part of New Jersey hurts. You know, they had it flowing pretty well. All of a sudden, guys come down like the O'Corin jumper from about 21. You know, there's no point. This is what interrupts when you got things going offensively. You know, be more careful with your shot selection. One bad shot, as I say, can be destructive. Look at this.
Air ball.
Air ball.
Dennis Johnson back. Celtics can take the lead. They hit Bird with a pass. Going to be a little short. That's the end of the half. Celtics are down by 1. A good Boston flurry, however, in the final minute of the first half, chopped what had been a New Jersey lead of as high as 8 back down to just 1 at halftime. So the Celtics had a few sparkling moments in the first half. Most of it was not all that well played by the Celtics in the first half. However, over the last couple of minutes, they began to play like the Celtics that I think people expected to see when they came out to the ball game tonight. We have hit halftime here at the Boston Garden with the New Jersey Nets leading it by 1 point at the half. There's your score, 54-53 Nets.
When is the best time to stop and shop?
When I want a sausage made of fresh in the store.
When I want lean beef for my 5-alarm chili.
When I'm making my famous bacon, lettuce, and peanut butter burger.
When you want the best choice in town.
When I want veal so tender I can cut it with a fork.
When I want a steak I can serve with pride.
When I want to pack in the savings. When I'm feeling southern fried.
Now, when is it time for you to stop and shop?
How about right now?
New England Telephone announces a new low rate. Great.
Hello, Grandma Kate.
Call anywhere in Eastern Mass.
She's the biggest hunk in the class.
Talk for 5 minutes after 5 weeknights.
Lots of nibbles, no bites.
And with New England Telephone, it's less than $1.
Honey, let's call her.
Let your voice linger, because the second 5 is even less.
Darling, the answer is yes.
So call your lover, call your brother, call a friend.
Call your mother.
Here's to good friends.
Terrific reunion.
Yeah, the last time we were here, we made history. Night is kind of special. I stole that ball. I made the pass.
I made the shot.
Make that shot again, we'll buy you a loan rock. The beer will pour.
Hey, what can I tell you? We still got it.
Never lost it. Let it be low and brown.
What does it take to excel? It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. We'll deliver your urgent packages overnight. And our 2-pound pack is just $9.35, about half what most others charge. So next time, use the service that delivers over 95,000 packages on time every day. Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy back at the Garden at halftime. New Jersey leads at 54-53. The last time we were in the Garden was the steamy night of June 12th, when the Celtics won the 7th and deciding game of the championship series for the 15th NBA championship for the Boston Celtics. It was a great night, great game, and a great piece put together on that game by TV4's Bob Newmeyer.
The 7th game, no turning back.
No second chance. It is now or it is never. It's the moment schoolyard players dream about on sleepless summer nights. No rebounds, no rings. That's what Pat Riley said earlier in this series. He knew it was the only missing link in the Laker arsenal, a weakness Cedric Maxwell had to personally exploit.
I felt that I had to take a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. I have been nervous all day, and I could not sleep just anticipating. I think I was more like a caged animal ready to break loose. And it was only a matter of time before I came out and scored a lot of points in the series.
But to help complete the job, Boston needed the complimentary outside game, and Danny Ainge gave it to them as they slowly built a second quarter lead.
I was thinking to myself before the game, throughout the series, they've been really daring the guards to shoot, and I felt that in order for us to win, that DJ, Gerald, myself, really had to make things happen, whether we made the shots or not.
The winning run came late in the third quarter when the Celtics blew off the Garden roof, ironically with peerless leader Larry Bird admiring from the bench. But the Lakers simply would not budge. The brilliant Abdul-Jabbar skyhooked his mates within reach. And when James Worthy knocked down a jumper with about a minute to go, a double-digit Boston lead was down to only 3. As Jack Nicholson, who dealt with one chief in Cuckoo's Nest, saw another chief, Robert Parish, swat the ball away from Magic Johnson and help save the day.
I'm not going to make no excuses. When you live your life, you want to play and be in something special like this. And it was very special. The fact that we didn't win is very hard to take and disappointing, of course. But it was great.
The fans were a big factor here tonight. How big? I think they were, how many points we went by? 9. Well, they were 8-point difference. Give the Celtics 1 point credit.
It's my pleasure to present the Larry O'Brien Trophy to the NBA World Champion 1984 Boston Celtics. Congratulations to Red Auerbach, number 15. What a way to go.
Congratulations on the MVP.
Thanks a lot. That's well deserving. I remember this article or column that was wrote once. When I first came here, it was in the Boston magazine. They just wondered if DJ could bring the magic to here. Hey, I don't have to say anything else now. It's done.
This is my first championship in 10 years, and the only thing it means to me and proves to myself is that if you really want something, keep working for it, stay in there, you're going to get it one way or the other.
To analyze this game in one word, it was will. We wanted it more than they did.
Yeah, that's the word. Maxwell told us before the game, he said, boys, jump on my back because I'm carrying you tonight. And he said it, and he went out and showed that he was able to do that. Max rises to the occasion on the big game.
This is a most gratifying championship because these guys set their own goals. They dealt with a brand new coach who has been out of it for a long time. They hung together and came up with all the goals.
For me, it was a particularly thrilling season because I had to make a comeback of my own. And I made the comeback all 113 games, and it's delightful to contemplate a great, relaxing summer vacation now because we got the championship.
Over the year, Coach Casey Jones and his club has carried a heavy burden, that of favorites, men of championship caliber talent. But against the Lakers, they were underdogs, challenged by the press, some fans, even their most valuable player as to the depth of their character. But they endured, under the leadership of a quiet, proud man who's seen the glory before and helped pass it on to those around him. In their future in basketball, each and every player will someday be knocked, ripped, and kicked around by one or another. But no one will ever be able to take away the memory of reaching basketball's holy grail, the championship of the world. Memories like this cannot be washed away.
We did this, boys.
From Boston Garden, Bob Newmeyer, TV4 Sports.
If it hadn't been for the GI Bill, I couldn't have afforded law school, I don't think. I paid the government back several times. I don't mind it, and I want your generation and all generations in American history to get the very best. I want you to learn. I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to stretch that mind. I want you to think of new things and dream of new dreams. I want your life to be thrilling, and I want to help you.
Do you know which of these oils gives you the best engine protection under the toughest driving conditions, sub-zero cold or blazing heat? This one, Mobil 1. Now, Mobil 1 and our other fine motor oils come in this easy-pour, resealable plastic container. Mobil Motor Oil. Now it's easier to use than ever.
The president of this electronics company has always believed that if you're fair with people, they'll be fair with you. And he knows the travelers for a company that goes out of their way to be fair. To help him control the rising costs of his company's medical insurance, the Travelers offered a flexible health, education, and fitness plan that showed him how to keep more of his employees healthy and on the job, in better shape, physically and financially. At the Travelers, we believe fairness is good business.
Hey, what's the problem?
My car doesn't work either.
We'll take it for a test drive.
Really?
Vroom, vroom. Sounds like the transmission. Same problem as your dad's.
Can you fix it?
Sure, we're experts. We can fix any car. Foreign, too.
At AMCO, we care as much about people as we do transmissions. It's what we call AA service, and it's why we fix more transmissions than anyone else.
It's this.
You get AA service at AA MCO.
Gil Santos with Bob Cousy at Boston Garden. The score at halftime, New Jersey 54 and the Celtics 53. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Boston Globe. And remember, the game isn't over till the Globe's here. By Delta Airlines. Great service, low fares. That's the Delta spirit. And by Burger King, where you get those juicy, flame-broiled burgers.
For our halftime guest, we have a very fine gift from Mr. Sid of Newton Center. At Mr. Sid, we sow our reputation into everything we sell.
Statistically, in the first half, the Celtics 24 of 46 from the floor, 52% shooting, 5 out of 6 at the foul line, 25 Boston rebounds, 9 turnovers, all of them coming in the first quarter. For New Jersey, 25 of 48 from the floor, 52%, 4 of 7 from the foul line, 56% shooting at the foul line, and 20 rebounds. You look at the stats right there. But the Celtics committed those 9 turnovers in the first quarter, didn't commit any in the second quarter, so they obviously took better care of the basketball, even though they're down by a point. Individually, it looks this way. Robert Parish has 14 points and 8 rebounds to lead the Celtics in the first half. Larry Bird, 10 points and 6 rebounds. Dennis Johnson, 8 points, 6 for Quinn Buckner, 4 for M.L. Carr, Scott Wedman, and Kevin McHale, 2 for Rick Carlisle. For New Jersey, 14 for Michael Ray Richardson on 7 of 10 from the floor, but he will be no factor in the second half because he was thrown out in the first half for getting hit with a pair of technicals, the second one coming when he was involved in an argument with Scott Wedman. And for whatever reason, well, they were both hit with technicals because they wouldn't stop jawing away at each other, and it was Richardson's second, so out he went. So he won't be around for the second half. After the 14 by Richardson, it's Birdsong with 11, O'Corin and Cook with 10 apiece, 7 for Gminski, 2 points for Buck Williams, but 10 rebounds for Buck Williams in the first half, but he scored only the 2 points. So that's the way the statistical picture looks at halftime between these two clubs. Coos, the Celtics had a few moments of brilliance in the first half, especially in the last couple of minutes of that first half. But they also had many minutes, especially in the first quarter, where they were just flat out careless with the ball and took some bad shots.
Well, I think they just, in consideration of care, I think they wanted to give the coach something to talk about at halftime. You know, it isn't often that Casey runs out of subjects. You know, he just goes in and kind of sits around and has a smoke or whatever. I think they just wanted to provide some material for him, and I'm assuming, you know, they gave him plenty of ammunition because they were careless with the ball. They were impatient offensively. They were sloppy and disorganized in their break, I thought. They were inconsistent defensively. They need more offense out of Kevin McHale, all of these things. And they look up at the scoreboard, and they're still only 1 point behind. So how bad can it be, I suppose? But that can work against you. This is what I'm saying. When you play a very mediocre half of basketball for a team of this caliber and look up and, as I say, see that you haven't dug a hole for yourself, you say, well, you know, it's the nature of the beast. Why do we have to go out and work as hard as the coach just told us to if we can win anyway, you know? Yeah. But that becomes dangerous, and that's what creates upsets in this league, obviously.
Well, it's just like any game. If you let a team that is not as good as you are hang in there for a period of time, eventually it's going to catch up with you somewhere down the line. Okay, it's a 1 point lead for New Jersey, and we'll be back with the second half in just a little bit.
They said he couldn't retrieve his own shadow, but you didn't give up on him. Now comes your time.
To Miller time.
And Miller time means it's time for the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind.
Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller time.
Get a good look at the first Nissan Maxima SE and find a lot of car. An all-new fuel-injected 3-liter V6 engine, track-stable front-wheel drive, electrically adjustable shocks, more performance than you'll ever need. The new Nissan Maxima SE. A car built to perform on the track is a lot of car for the road.
Come alive, major motion from Nissan.
It's your Datsun dealer.
All right, Gil Santos and Bob Cousy back at the Garden at halftime. A 1 point Celtics deficit. Cousy, besides taking better care of the ball, taking better shots in the second half, playing with a little more intensity, you know, there really is nothing else that the Celtics have to do. I mean, those are just basic things.
There aren't mechanical adjustments that have to be made other than raising the intensity level. Buck Williams had 13 rebounds. We said one of the priorities going in was to keep him from doing too much damage on that offensive board because he can be awesome there. Of those 13 rebounds, only one was off the offensive board, so they've done a pretty good job neutralizing Williams. It's just a matter of picking up their general level of intensity, and everything will fall into place.
All right, when we start the second half, the Celtics want us to wish best wishes recovering at home to Andrea Botticelli. Andrea Botticelli. Celtics wanting to send best wishes along for speedy recovery at home to Andrea Botticelli. Celtics bring out Quinn Buckner, who picked up 3 fouls in the first half. As you look at Red Auerbach, very satisfied look on his face tonight as his guys celebrated the 15th championship in this team's history. Buckner and Johnson, the guards. Parish, who had a great first half in the middle. McHale and Bird, the forwards. New Jersey will put the ball in play. Mike O'Koren had a heck of a first half for the Nets. He's starting the second half with Cook and Birdsong at the guards, Gminski, O'Koren, and Buck Williams up front.
Good move by Case, by the way. The way to get out of your lethargy is to work defensively. He's sending the Celts out with full court pressure, and that normally will do it for 94 feet. Of course, inside with Williams, they need a little more pressure there, too, because they gave him the position and let him just spin around for the easy one.
A 3-point New Jersey lead now as we're just a couple of seconds into the third quarter. Chief turnaround rainbow. That's 16 points in the game for Robert Parish.
They said the other thing they had to do was attack the center position with Darryl Dawkins out, and they've done this very effectively. They've gone inconsistently, and Robert really has completed the play.
Bird taking down his 9th rebound of the ball game. The other night against Detroit, Parish had 25 points before fouling out. Finds Johnson wide open. No. Rebound Gminski. They feed it ahead to Birdsong. To Williams on the cut. He is fouled by Larry Bird. On Larry.
I don't think it'll be a shooting foul. His second free throw.
Called a loose ball foul.
Birdsong leads him into the trouble, really. See, he had an eye on the defensive pressure coming from behind. He probably should have held on to that. Cohen continues.
He's had a heck of a night from outside.
Tickle the twine, as an old friend of mine used to say.
Tickle the twine, eh?
Ooh, I'm sorry I said that. I'll never do that again.
You'll never live it down. I'll guarantee you that. Bird outside, tickles the twine.
Oh, please. That's like scratching your fingernails on a blackboard.
You said it.
Ooh, that hurts.
O'Corin, I'll show you his shooting for the night. He's 6 of 9 from the field. Celtics are down by a point. We've played a minute and a half here in the third quarter. O'Corin nearly travels with it, but doesn't. O'Corin and Gminski were competitors in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Heck of a job by Buck Williams. Robert Parish has it, but Williams gets it back, misses again. Now McHale finally wraps both hands around it. All right, Dennis Johnson. Chief wheels through, is fouled by Gminski, and Parish will go to the line with a chance to put the Celtics in front. 10 minutes to go, third quarter.
It is. Robert now with his confidence soaring against Gminski. He's tired of that jump shot routine. He's been effective with that. He's going to bring it in strong, and he did. Left Gminski with half a step behind him, had to come across and foul. Only the first foul on Gminski, however, so he's still got 5 to go.
One more free throw for Robert as he ties the game at 58, but does not untie it, so it remains 58 apiece.
Well, you play against a weak free throw shooting team, and it's been taken.
Yeah.
Rubs off.
Darwin Cook, in his 5th year, played at Portland State. Nice backdoor.
Oh, nice.
Buck Williams.
McHale had the overplay on the strong side. In fact, he was spunning, and they spun the ball from the free throw line around into it. Nice job.
Bird on a dandy of a turnaround. Here comes Buck Williams at the other end, and he is fouled by Dennis Johnson. Be a 2-shot foul as Williams will go to the line. His foul shooting against the Celtics last season was woeful, 60%. There's the foul.
New Jersey will, they'll get it down floor. They'll attack you with that fast break. They just don't do it in an organized manner. It's kind of haphazard. Everybody takes a shot at it, whoever's in position. I don't know. Maybe that makes more sense. Maybe you get down more quickly if you just release everyone. Hey, we get the ball, go, man. But I got to think that a little basic organization so everyone knows where they're going perhaps makes it a little more effective.
Well, Williams gets both of them, and New Jersey is up by 2 again. 62-60. 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter at the Boston Garden. New Jersey's led at the first 2 stops in this game. The first quarter ended halftime. McHale trying to back in, the fall away. Bird, offensive rebound, gets it. 62 apiece is our score right now.
That's where the ball games are won, on an offensive board.
Darwin Cook.
That was a poor shot.
What a bad shot that was. However, it goes into the hands of Gminski, and he does a good job. Put New Jersey back on top. Buckner's going to be called for steps.
Yep, good violation. Move both feet before he released the ball. If you throw the ball, release the ball and go chase it, you can move your feet any way you want, obviously. But if you're holding onto the ball and move both feet before you get into your driving mode, why...
that play created by Buckner.
Good job. Yep.
Johnson was fouled as he tried to get the pass up court to Cook, to Bird. Foul by Cook.
And an excellent foul from New Jersey's standpoint because they had a breakaway here. There it is. He reaches in. They had it looked like a 2 or 3 on 1, actually. O'Corin the only man back, so that would have been a sure 2 for the Celtics.
That is the second team foul on New Jersey here in the third quarter. Dennis Johnson on the back door has it partially deflected by Buck Williams. It's out of bounds off Williams, and it'll be Boston ball. Bird will put it in play for the Celtics. 64-62 New Jersey.
Continue to be erratic. They're just not playing with the
They're in about 7 cylinders.
Yeah, with the customary fluid execution.
McHale, good job off the offensive board. It's out of bounds off New Jersey. It'll be Boston ball again. Well, the net guards are masters of just sticking their hands in there.
I was just going to say they help out very, very well. Quinn Buckner is very good at that. He waits for those big guys to come down, and New Jersey has 2 or 3 guys that do that. This Bird is starting to assert himself. As we told you earlier in the game, O'Corrin does a fine job, but that's where it breaks down a little bit for Mike when he's got to guard a bigger guard. He just doesn't have the strength to do it.
Rebound to McHale, off to Quinn Buckner. Celtics have a 4-on-5 advantage as O'Corrin's on the floor, just catches up. They go ahead, but it's stolen by Birdsong to O'Corrin. O'Corrin puts the Nets back on top, 66 to 64.
Good job. Nets playing pretty opportunistic defense now.
Boston ball.
Yep, breaking open a little bit, but the defense is spread out, but the Nets are being much more alert, really, with their defensive attempts than the Celtics.
Parish on the baseline is doubled up. He breaks through the double team. No basket, however. Foul was called prior.
I think it'll be on Cook. Cook dropped down from his guard position and tried to catch Robert by surprise.
It is. That's the 3rd team foul on New Jersey here in the 3rd quarter. 7.5 minutes to play. Nets leading by 2 points. Parish in the lane. Bird, another offensive rebound, and he tips it in.
See, O'Corrin is going for the ball. How often have we said when you're guarding a bigger, stronger forward, a center, don't respond to the ball. Let someone else get it. You make sure that the guy you're trying to box, in this case Larry Bird, is being kept off the boards. The fact that he goes and tries to get the rebound himself allows Larry the opportunity to get in there.
Bird now has 21 points in the game and 3 offensive rebounds in this quarter alone. M.L. Carr will come in for the Celtics. The foul was called on Quinn Buckner, his 4th of the game, so M.L. will come in at guard to replace Quinn Buckner. Danny Ainge and Carlos Clark are both out with injuries. Clark with a twisted ankle, Ainge with the strained knee ligaments. O'Corrin from deep in the corner. He's been doing that all night long. 2-point lead, New Jersey. McHale, baseline fadeaway. Ties it again.
That's a tough shot.
McHale's been relatively quiet offensively in this game.
Only his 3rd hoop. He and Williams are really doing battle inside there. Kevin evidently doesn't feel he can take it into Buck Williams, so he's opting for that fall.
Great pass. Wow. Great pass by Bird. What a beauty to Robert Parish. That puts the Celtics on top by 2. New Jersey wants a timeout.
Beautiful floater. Robert just ran under it. Beautiful.
The new Lotus Esprit Turbo versus the new Bacon Double Cheeseburger Deluxe from Burger King. The Deluxe is powered by 2 hefty flame-broiled burgers and melted cheese. The Turbo isn't. The Deluxe is richly appointed with crisp lettuce, ripe tomato, and mayonnaise. Not the Turbo. The Deluxe comes equipped with 3 pieces of bacon standard. The Turbo doesn't. And you can take a Deluxe home for $50,000 less. The Bacon Double Cheeseburger Deluxe. Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
No matter what you see, or what you hear, or what you read, the game isn't over until the globe's here.
A resource can mean many things. The gifts of nature, the fruits of invention, the people who bring them together. Every business relies on these and needs a bank that provides its own resources. Credit, money management, specialized programs for industry. Expect these and more from Fleet. Fleet National Bank, New England's business resource.
Be an American at your best. Contact your Massachusetts Air National Guard recruiter today.
In the 3rd quarter, the Celtics are 8 for 13, 62%. New Jersey 6 of 11, 54% at this point. Bird has 21 points, 12 rebounds. Robert Parish 19 points and 10 rebounds. That Bird lead pass to Parish just put the Celtics ahead for the first time since midway through the first half. It's 70-68 Boston. New Jersey with no changes in their lineup. ML, the only change for the Celtics, a moment ago replacing Buckner. Birdsong to the basket, ties it up.
Boy, that's a nice job by Otis. Protected the ball well, found the opening. They had a mismatch on the switch. He really knows how to get it into the basket as quickly and with as little effort as possible.
We're tied at 70 with 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Super job by Dennis Johnson.
They sent in the help, but the cavalry was a little late getting there, and Dennis just stepped through it. Got it to the basket.
Ball is out of bounds off the Celtics. It'll be New Jersey ball and a fresh 24 seconds for the Nets. 5:54 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, old Bird was a little slow starting tonight. That speech must have taken a little out of him. He had 3 in the first quarter. He picked it up with 8 in the second, and here he's got 10 with a lot of board work accomplished in the third.
Otis Birdsong ties the game again. This time at 72. 5.5 minutes left third quarter.
Birdsong could fill it up. Fine offensive fit. Just saw him take it in and strong to the basket. That time he went out there about 18 or 19, knocked home the jumper. However, he's a little mismatched here.
They're going to call a offensive foul on Dennis Johnson. That's his third personal foul. Buckner has already had to sit down with 4. Johnson has 3. The Celtics backcourt is thin tonight because of the absence of Ainge and Clark with injuries. This is Darwin Cook. Parish reaches in and is called for the foul. 4th team foul on the Celtics here in the third quarter. Oh, the next one will be a shooting foul.
Tough matchup there with Robert. He's giving away so much speed and quickness against Williams. He really shouldn't try to go for the ball, which is what he did that time.
Cook all the way in, partially deflected by Parish, but Gminski tips it home. 74-72 New Jersey. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. ML, no. Rebound McHale. ML with a loose ball. Now Bird posting over Gminski, over O'Koren with a left-handed hook.
I'll tell you, he's toying with Carmichael, you know, and it's not because Michael's not trying. I'll tell you, he's working at it, but Bird simply has too many weapons and too much height for Michael to contend with.
O'Koren 6'7", Bird, of course, 6'9". The ball flips through the hands of Buck Williams into the hands of Kevin McHale. Dennis Johnson. Now McHale back outside. Squeezes one off. Tip up, no. Dennis Johnson again. He is fouled this time. Super job by DJ. He's just playing so well.
Got the good position that time and used it effectively. Watch him spread out. There it is. Trying to disentangle himself from the blue shirts there. Finally picks up a foul.
For New Jersey, this is their #1 draft choice, a member of the U.S. Olympic team. Jeff Turner, rookie, 6'9", 225-pound forward from Vanderbilt. In this quarter, by the way, Bird is 6 out of 7 from the floor, 5 rebounds and 12 points. Johnson puts the Celtics ahead again. A team foul situation for the game. Celtics up by 1, 75-74. (76-74) Celtics. George Johnson has also come in for New Jersey. So Gminski is out along with O'Koren. Buck Williams, double pump, offensive foul.
Good job by Kevin McHale that time on Williams. He forced him to an off-balance shot and eventually to an offensive foul.
His first foul of the game on Buck Williams. Right now the Celtics are leading by a pair with just under 4 minutes to go in this quarter.
The fact that Williams has a little difficulty creating a shot for himself inside makes it a little bit easier for McHale to guard him, you know. because most guys, if he can't create the shot, he just overpowers them. In Kevin's case, he can't do that. He tried to bring it in and overpower, and you know, he picked up the offensive foul. Buck still has a little work to do in terms of, as they say, learning how to develop a shot for himself when he gets the inside position, because he's very good at creating the position, but then once he gets the ball, he's not that good at creating a shot for himself, you know, and when he's got a bigger, as strong or stronger guy guarding him, it works against him.
Celtics just called a 20-second timeout. There's your score. The Celtics with a 2-point lead. Lead has changed hands a couple of times here in the third quarter. New Jersey led at the first quarter, 24-22. Led at halftime, 54-53. Right now, Boston's up by a pair.
Just saw the familiar face of John Killalay in that New Jersey huddle. Someone we don't probably have to identify to a Celtic audience. John coached here with Tom Heinsohn for years. Another steal by Cook. That time they get it into the middle.
And Birdsong was fouled as he went up. Larry Bird has committed the foul. The Celtics are over the limit. And for Larry Bird, his third personal foul as you look at it for another time.
Yeah, there's Birdsong opts to take it in as a little opening. He does that well, but he doesn't do this very well, although he gets the good bounce there.
Yeah, he had missed 2 or 3 in the first half. John Killalay, 16 points for Birdsong. John Killalay, when he was a high school coach here in Massachusetts, had a state champion at Melrose High.
John's knocked on that head coaching door for a lot of years. He's very highly respected as an assistant in the NBA, and I'm surprised that something hasn't developed.
Parish gets away from George Johnson, but doesn't get a hoop. Johnson the rebound. Game is tied. Cook baseline. New Jersey leads by 2.
I'll tell you.
Cook's having a heck of a game.
They're scratching and clawing. They still believe they can win. As we said on top, Boston has given them an opening, shown them a little daylight, and they're making them work for it.
Johnson trying to post up Birdsong, and we have a 3-second violation on the Celtics. It'll be New Jersey ball.
New Jersey, Gil, has done a heck of a job playing team defense, if you notice, here in the second half. They're doubling inside immediately, rotating well behind to protect themselves. They're working much harder at it defensively than the Celtics throughout the game, but especially here in the second half.
2-point New Jersey lead right now. Birdsong gets it back out to Darwin Cook. He can fill it up, and he does again.
14 points from Cook, and I think all of them from outside. I don't think he's got any layups in that string of 7 hoops.
So the Celtics are now down by 4 points with 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Parish has George Johnson on him. McHale, mismatch. Now gets it back inside, but a bad pass. McHale with a steal. Bird, 20-footer.
Boy, that's got to hurt. Again, good strong defense on the part of the net creates the turnover, and big George Johnson just throws it in ML's hand. That's not a good foul, ML. When you're over the limit, don't go for the reach. You know, just play the good, stable, solid man-to-man.
Timeout on the floor, 2:04 left to play here in the third quarter at the Garden. The Celtics are down by a pair.
How far does New England Telephone make your dollar go?
Suppose you call after 5 p.m., 100 miles away, and talk for 15 minutes. With MCI, your call from Eastern to Western Mass would cost $3.18. With AT&T, the same call would cost $3.22. But with New England Telephone, your 617 specialist, your call within Eastern Mass would cost only $2.55. New England Telephone. We make your dollar go further.
Beer drinkers come to us because we've been brewing in extra quality for the last 100 129 years. That's a lot of our time. But it's the reason you spend your time with us when you want the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Who do you call to get the facts? Learn how government works for you. Solve a problem. The Office of the Secretary of State.
Your source for public information.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy at the Boston Garden. There's your score. New Jersey 80, the Celtics 78. And Cousy, the way the Celtics are playing this game without really going all out over a concerted period of time.
And not making the full commitment. They're giving it the, right out back at a phrase for it, the false hustle, you know.
Yeah.
Give it the intensity for a few minutes and then let down for 4 or 5 minutes, you know, because why should we work at it this hard? We're going to win anyway. Very dangerous philosophy.
They're not careful in this one. They could end up losing it because New Jersey right now is playing very well. They now lead it by 3. And New Jersey is very hungry.
Well,
15 points for this man, Darwin Cook.
I can't imagine what it means for any team this week come out of Boston Garden with a win. You know, as we said, how long has New Jersey been coming in here? They may have one win here at the Boston Garden. So if you show them a little daylight, give them a little encouragement, boy, I'll tell you, all of a sudden you got tigers on your hands instead of pussycats.
Celtics now trail it by 4. McHale nearly has the ball taken away. Does have it taken away by Cook. Parish hustles up the floor and picks off. Now the Celtics have a 4-on-2. Johnson, three-pointer. Yes! Well, hustle by Parish on that play.
Exactly. He pursued and got a hand on it. But again, the Celtics got a little lucky in terms of the turnover. And they come out of it with 3.
Johnson with a three-point shot, bringing the Celtics within 1. With 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Darwin Cook, ML all over him like a bad suit. The steal. Dennis Johnson ahead of the field. Gets it. Celtics lead by 1.
Boy, there's 5 big points by Dennis.
Good hustle by ML. Good defensive work by ML. Helped to cause the steal, and Boston leads by a point with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter.
Got to be frustrating for New Jersey. As we said, they're playing good, clawing, aggressive D, not coming out of it with too much. That time, a good effort on that offensive board by the kid Turner, along with Williams, created the hoop for Birdsong.
Turner's a banger. They liked him on the Olympic team.
They say he's been playing tentatively for New Jersey so
Great
far.
steal.
Cook with the good hand, slips him. Birdsong takes it in.
Tipped in by Turner.
Turner with a good pursuit.
3-point lead New Jersey as they turn it around with a pair of hoops.
I'll tell you, it's turning into a good ball game. And you're right. Celtics are going to ML hits the wet spot, evidently. New Jersey's going to take it to the wire here. And you're absolutely right. Celtics, unless they come up with 12 good minutes in that last quarter, could be in danger of losing their first home game this year.
And their first home opener in 6 seasons. We have 16 seconds to play in the third quarter. New Jersey has the ball for the final seconds. This is Darwin Cook, who's had a heck of a game. He's played all the way since Richardson was thrown out. Buck Williams, not the man I would pick to take my shot with a few seconds left. There's 3 seconds left. Dennis Johnson hits the top of the backboard. We've come to the end of 3 at the Boston Garden, where the New Jersey Nets have pushed their lead up to a 3-point edge. It is the Nets 86, Celtics 83.
When is the best time to stop and shop?
When I get the signal. When I want the shave that saves.
When I want to add dimension to my hair.
When I want to get closer.
When I want Vidal Sassoon at my fingertips.
When I want to be soft all over.
Stop and Shop has thousands of the most popular health and beauty aids, and they're all at prices that never looked better. So, when is it time for you to stop and shop?
How about right now?
Stop and shop.
14 years ago, we crossed this bridge to introduce a new gasoline from Getty. Today, we're crossing it to bring you a new idea from Getty. From now on, we'll be selling unleaded gasoline, and only unleaded, premium and regular. And we'll be selling them for less than most other major unleaded. So you get more miles for your money. Unleaded only. That's where America's headed. Unleaded only for less. That's where Getty is headed.
The official Celtics souvenir book of the '84 championship season now available. Full-color publication with the official team photo and a review of the championship series. To order your copy, please send $5 to Celtics Souvenir Book, 150 Causeway Street, Boston, 02114. In the third quarter, New Jersey outscored the Celtics 32-30. And so now the Nets have let it all stops in this game. 24-22 first quarter, 54-53 at the half, 86-83 after three quarters. That coming right after the Celtics had gotten a quick 5 points from Dennis Johnson to go ahead, 83-82, but New Jersey responded with a pair of hoops to take the lead by 3 points, and the Nets continue to hang in. Oh, nice hair. I like that. I think Cousy, you ought to have your style that way.
Think I'm ready, huh?
Sure.
A foo-foo cut or
whatever.
A rainbow tone or whatever.
Rebounding, Boston has a 7-rebound edge, but they've turned the ball over 2 more times than the Nets have, 17-15. Bird with 25 points is the game-high scorer. Parish has 19. And Dennis Johnson has 17. For New Jersey, Birdsong with 19. O'Koren and Cook with 16 apiece. Gminski with 11. To start the fourth quarter, let me check the Nets here. They'll have George Johnson at center, Turner and Williams at the guards, at the forwards rather. The guards are Birdsong and Cook. Go ahead, Cook.
Other than an offensive explosion by Bird in the third quarter, who had the best of the 3 quarters for him. Again, an inconsistent quarter, I thought, by the Celts. One good way to tell whether a team is into the full commitment mode, as we said a moment ago, is how often they're going to the free throw line. Celtics have only shot
27 points.
Only shot 8 times from the line, which means that they're looking for the quick shot, quick outside shot, rather than, taking it into the muscle and trying to get a little bit more.
Great shooting by both teams in the third quarter. Celtics at 60%, New Jersey at 65% in the third quarter, each team with 13 baskets. Celtics are now down by 1. 11.5 minutes to go in the game. There's Birdsong. Rebound to Buckner. Buckner, Johnson, Parish, Wedman, and Bird on the floor for the Celtics. Bird to the Chief. Rainbow and Boston lead.
Good job. Good fake by Bird, and he looked under. Caught Parish with a good position. They continue to give Robert that position. Johnson's got to give him a little half a man or even a front because Robert has really hurt them inside.
Buck Williams off the glass, no. Loose ball. Turner has it. Took steps. Boston ball.
Pretty good job, though. He's a good-looking prospect on that board, working hard. That time he's just a little over-anxious, but he got the offensive board. Pretty tough company.
Solid kid, 6'9", 225 pounds. The Nets' first-round draft pick. Celtics lead by 1 with 10:45 to go in the game. Bird has 27. Make it 29.
Starting to flow.
He had 33 in the opener. And now New Jersey wants a 20-second timeout as the Celtics have come on to start the fourth quarter with 6 unanswered points and a 3-point lead. Now the thing here, Coos, off of what the Celtics have shown us in the first minute and a half of this third quarter, they showed good defense, showed everything that you want to see the Celtics normally do. We'll be able to tell just how the rest of the game is going to go, I'm sure, now over the next couple of minutes. If they continue it, then they could be in pretty good shape the rest of the way.
Without
if they don't
question.
continue it, then there's a problem.
And, we've kind of been putting it down. Here's the last play. Fakes in, falls back. He's got such good control and such strength in those wrists that he doesn't need. Most players, their momentum has to be going towards the basket to develop any range. In his case, he can fall away from 21 feet and still just get the release from the wrist snap and get away with it. The advantage that a championship team has, I suppose, in this league, despite, as I say, we've been saying they haven't been playing that well, and yet that's what you can do when you're world champions. You can play not up to your full potential and still get away with it, Fine play by Bird.
Excellent.
Oh!
Buckner and Bird teaming up beautifully. Of course, we were saying they're not playing that well. The standard is a standard that they themselves
Exactly.
set.
Everything is relative, right?
Another steal.
They have an opportunity to break it open here.
They've scored 8 in a row. Make it 10. Now these are the Celtics.
Buckner saw the opening, and he took it. Strong move to the basket by Quinn Buckner.
Timeout taken by New Jersey. We've played 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and the Celtics have scored 10 in a row.
Feel the quality of the new Chevy S10 Maxi Cab 4x4. Feel the excitement of Instatrack 4-wheel drive. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to ground-grabbing 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. Add the optional folding rear jump seats, and the Maxi Cab easily carries up to 4 adults. We have plenty of trucks, so come on down and strike a truck driving deal with your Massachusetts Chevy dealer now.
We're not number one for nothing. Your Massachusetts Chevy dealer.
Us syncopators of progressive riffs have a unique style of jawing.
Howard says jazz musicians talk funny.
And after a gig, I finger pop with a light beer from Miller.
After playing, Howard enjoys a light beer.
Mine is super cool and a breeze on the calories, you dig.
Light is less filling, with a third less calories than their regular beer. And the taste, Howard?
Oh, man, it's Obop Shabanas. Lay down, break down, birdie on the hot side of town.
He likes it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
Great day,
To
huh?
keep fares low, some airlines cut back on service.
Coffee?
Not on Delta, where you enjoy great service at a great low fare. Since Delta offers so much,
Hello?
why fly an airline that's low on fares
Coffee?
and low on service? Fly Delta. Low fares and sky-high service. That's the Delta spirit.
Back at Boston Garden, Gil Santos and Bob Cousy, where the Celtics have just put together a 10-0 surge. 2 steals by the Celtics as a team. Robert Parish 1 hoop, Larry Bird 2, Quinn Buckner 2. The Celtics a 10-0 surge. There's Larry Bird, 9 out of 10 on the floor in the second half, and he has 29 points right now. At the foul line will be Quinn Buckner trying to make it an 11-0 Boston run, which has put them on top after they were down after 3.
It would seem that New Jersey got ambushed. The Celtics do that so effectively, especially here in Boston, although they can run off 10 straight on the road against you. They're so explosive. When they do dig in defensively, as they're doing now, and come up with a few steals, and Bird adds a few sensational moves of his own.
And you get a foul.
Boy, it could break open in a hurry.
On Larry Bird. That's his fourth, yeah. And the Celtics first as a team here in the fourth quarter.
New Jersey needs a stopper basket here, obviously.
They get it to Gminski.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Good pass over the fronting McHale on Gminski that time. Gminski held McHale off properly. You can't release too soon on that high lob.
Bird. They get Johnson to post up on Cook. DJ throws up an air ball, however. Birdsong, the man who was being posted on. Birdsong to the hoop. Nice job, but he missed the shot. Bird the rebound. Boy, he got that thing to Johnson so quickly. They're 4 on 2. However, McHale loses the handle. A great save by Buckner. Super play by Quinn Buckner. Ball is out of bounds off the Celtics.
Oh, wow. Good exchange. Both teams doing a good job ball hawking, and Buckner with the great steal, and then Cook reciprocating and stripping Dennis underneath.
Here's O'Corin. Now Buck Williams for New Jersey. 93-88 the Celtics lead. 8:48 to play in the game. Otis Birdsong, no. The rebound to Kevin McHale. Quickly to Wedman now.
Both teams getting much more aggressive in their play.
Wedman wide open. Does not hit it. McHale tips it in. 12-2. Celtics surge in this 3.5-minute period.
Gminski just a little late preparing himself. Did you see that? He had his hands at his side like he wasn't expecting the rebound. That's all Kevin needed. Took advantage. Another foul on Bird.
Reaching in, picks up his 5th personal foul.
I'll tell you, it's going to hurt, but Casey's going to have to go to the bench. I don't think he can gamble with this much time left.
Robert Parish has come in along with Rick Carlisle. Dennis Johnson and Larry Bird have gone to the bench.
Cook
Bird with
out.
5 fouls. Darwin Cook gets his first breather this half. Kelvin Ramsey replaces him. New Jersey has Ramsey, Birdsong, Gminski, Johnson, and Williams, and O'Corin on the floor. Great play by Buckner.
Oh, wow.
Carlisle ahead to the Chief. 2 more.
Beautiful. Triggered by the Buckner steal. I'll tell you, he's made a few of them here this quarter. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell you, that kid simply makes things happen. And generally, they are positive things.
That's his 3rd steal of the quarter, Quinn Buckner. Williams wheels into the lane. We're going to get a foul on Robert Parish, a blocking foul. It'll be the Celtics' 3rd team foul, and put Buck Williams at the line.
There it is. Williams bringing it in on the Chief picks up the foul.
8 points, 14 rebounds for Buck Williams in the game. It's 97-89. The Celtics are leading it by 8 points. Their biggest lead has been 9. Now the lead is down to 7. 7:45 to play. Carlisle wheeling past Birdsong. Carlisle, an exceptional passer.
And he gets it done under pressure. As a rookie, he's going to pick up a lot of it. Robert just couldn't quite get his balance as he swung that ball over the weak side. Took a few baby steps. Yeah, all the team, whoever's guarding Carlisle, they're saying, hey, rookie, a little slow, go get him. So they're attacking him. Handled it very well throughout the exhibition and here in his first opportunity.
Birdsong misses it after getting by Carlisle, but Parish comes away with a rebound. Carlisle on the wing, baseline, gets 2.
That's big hope for the kid.
Nice touch, nice touch. Soft. 99-90, Boston with its biggest lead, 9 points. Ramsey, just under 7 minutes to go in the game. Celtics have put on a strong 4th quarter move to go up by 9. O'Corin got trapped in the baseline. Back to Gminski. Now Ramsey, 3 on the shot clock. He gets it.
Celtics did a good job defensively that time, and the clock was running out. New Jersey was able to swing it all the way to the weak side and pick up the jumper. But good D. Here's Carlisle.
Beautiful. Rick Carlisle. Celtics rookie from Virginia. Great reverse layup after a super pass from Robert Parish.
I'll tell you, it's starting to appear, it's still a little premature, but it's starting to appear that they did not make a mistake on this kid, Carlisle.
He's really a fine-looking player. Into the hoop goes Buck Williams. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the game. The Celtics are leading by 7, 101-94, after trailing through most of the first 3 quarters. Here's the key man in this quarter right now, as far as I'm concerned, Quinn Buckner.
Exactly. Defense will always trigger the momentum change.
Oh, look at this, Mr. Neil Johnston hook shot. How about that?
Neil Johnston?
I remember.
Oh, are you giving yourself away now? Or your age, or both, or whatever.
Time
Neil
on the floor.
Johnston.
The Celtics with a 9-point lead. Boston 103, New Jersey 94.
Ivory's America's favorite soap, my name has come to mean a heritage of purity, a natural kind of clean.
99 and 44/100% pure. It floats. For over 100 years, those words have meant Ivory. Today, Ivory freshens more complexions and helps more people feel clean, look healthy than any other soap. For a natural and pure kind of clean, one soap still rises to the top. Ivory.
How can small offices now get a phone system with sophisticated features like the big offices have? Easy. New England Telephone has the technology to make any office phone do more with electronic Centrex. The equipment's here at our electronic switching center, so you can choose just the features you want and have everything programmed and serviced here. So there's nothing to worry about here. To make your phone do more, order electronic Centrex today.
A resource can mean many things. The gifts of nature, the fruits of invention, the people who bring them together. Every business relies on these and needs a bank that provides its own resources. Credit, money management, specialized programs for industry. Expect these and more from Fleet. Fleet National Bank. New England's business resource.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy here at the Garden. 5:46 to go in the game. The Celtics have surged into a 9-point lead, sparked by Quinn Buckner, Rick Carlisle, and Robert Parish. Early in the quarter, it was Bird, but he's had to sit down with 5 personals. Celtics front line, McHale 13 rebounds, Bird 12, Parish 11. Great job by the front court. Here's Ramsey. Now Otis Birdsong leans in. Offensive foul on Otis.
Boy, that was an excellent job of team defense on the part of the Celtics. They gave them nothing, and New Jersey was working the ball extremely well in the half-court set. Good continuity, good exchange. The Celtics just hung in tough and finally forced a charge call on Birdsong.
Wedman. Bird is on the sideline getting set to come back in, and we have a 3-second violation on the Celtics. Now Bird is back in and Wedman goes out. Larry has 5 personal fouls to go with his 29 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, Case, good move by Case. I think he's got enough daylight in the score now where even if Bird fouls out, the Celtics should be able to bring it home. On the other hand, by putting them in, maybe they can break it open quickly here.
Superb defensive job by Parish. You just got a piece of it. Bird, Carlisle to Buckner, back to Carlisle baseline.
Knock it in.
8 points. 8 points for the rookie Rick Carlisle. How about this? Woo! Kid's having a heck of a game. His first regular season pro game because he didn't play against Detroit. And he's really showing us some poise here, Coos, at crunch time.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a rookie get a shot and meet the challenge and get it done. Outstanding, really.
He's
not only shooting-wise, but, his general overall game, he's been able to play deny. We keep saying he's a little slight, I don't know that he's slow, but I guess when you're guarding the kind of speed that he's thrown in against, you're at somewhat of a disadvantage, but he's playing the deny on Birdsong. He forced the charge a moment ago. Just outstanding job.
Cook comes up short. It's out of bounds off the Celtics. It'll be a New Jersey ball. The Celtics right now have their biggest lead. There's Allbeck and John Killalay. Celtics have their biggest lead of the game, 11 points, 105-94. This is Darwin Cook, and now Birdsong knocks it home. 105-96, 4:21 left here in the basketball game. Buckner weaving through. Whistle and a foul will be called on the New Jersey Nets. Now Dennis Johnson's going to come in, and I believe Mr. Carlisle is going to get a big hand. Look at this. Danny No for the rookie from Virginia. First regular season performance in the NBA, and he did a heck of a job.
Well, I'll tell you, that's got to be satisfying.
8 points, excellent passing.
And good exchange by Casey, I think, there, in terms of bringing Dennis in at this point. The kid, he hasn't had this kind of extended play, so maybe tiring just a little bit. So get him out of that pressure. Let him get his ovation from the crowd, which will be a confidence booster for him. Good substitution.
Celtics back up by 10. Buckner 1 out of 2 at the foul line. The first one was a brick of monumental proportions, but the second one went in. It's an 8-point game with 4 minutes to go.
Well, we talked over. We figured nobody had noticed.
You couldn't help but notice that one. Now Larry. Little jump pass to Johnson. Buckner from outside buries it. Quinn's had a great fourth quarter.
Yes, he has.
3 steals, some key hoops. Cook, Birdsong right by Bird, who knocks it out of bounds. Quick recovery by Bird. Boston by 10, 3:39 to play in the game. Carlisle's going to come back in for the Celtics, and he will replace Quinn Buckner. Yeah. Buckner gets a very well-deserved big hand himself.
Outstanding job. Birdsong says, nice job, Larry, on that block.
Bird the rebound. Ahead to Dennis Johnson. Off to Parish. Lays it up. No. Rebound Chief. No. He's fouled. Celtics have really put together a sterling fourth quarter, Coos, in all aspects. So, the first 3 quarters, they were kind of, not really playing at full speed, but in this one, they've really gone all out.
There's Robert hangs in tough. He knew he missed the first one, so he stayed right up there with it. The little quick jump. And it's so important for a big man, and especially a rebounder, in close to the basket, you know, to be a rapid jumper, to stay, obviously keep the ball alive if you have the opportunity. But a lot of guys take too long to get back to their offensive rebound. That time he sensed he missed the first one, and he just stayed there, and he had the position anyway to enable him to get the foul.
I want to remind you that at the end of each game this season, Bob and I will be drawing a winning ballot for Stop and Shop's new Celtic Player of the Game contest. If your ballot is drawn and it matches our selection for the Celtics Player of the Game, you'll win a $150 Stop and Shop gift certificate. The balloting starts at participating Stop and Shops on November 11th. Bob and I will be selecting our first Celtics Player of the Game at the end of the Celtics-Dallas game at Dallas on November 27th. Be sure to enter the Stop and Shop Celtics Player of the Game contest at any participating Stop and Shop. There is no purchase necessary. The Celtics have all 5 starters in double figures for the second game in a row. We have, let's see, Larry Bird with 29, Robert Parish with 23, Dennis Johnson 17, Quinn Buckner 13, Kevin McHale with 10. How many's Buckner had in this quarter? He's had about 7 or 8, hasn't he?
7.
And he had 3 steals to go with it. Really played a bang-up fourth quarter.
Well, he got them going, as I say. You know, the fans got their money's worth in the last quarter. Well, I'm not sure that the average fan knew that they were, well, they must have known they were playing a little bit underneath their potential in the first 3, but they have certainly let it all hang out and risen to their, I think, their full potential here in the last quarter, triggered without question by the Buckner defense and the general uplifting of the team. There's an
old friend.
Buddy.
Yeah.
That's what happens to old gods in the league. They kind of prune up. You're going to watch this Jekyll and Hyde transformation in front of your eyes if you hang around with me long enough all the time.
What happens to you, I don't want to be around.
You don't want me coming knocking on your door in about 5 years?
No.
On trick-or-treat night?
Celtics back up by 11, their biggest lead, make it a 12-point Boston lead now. 110-98, Boston's biggest lead on the Parish free throws. Gminski with it.
Well, it took them a while.
Bird stole it. Yep. Carlisle comes away with it. He's got Parish with him.
Nice.
Look at that pass. Oh, tipped up and in by McHale. Now, there's a perfect example of the way that kid passes.
Absolutely.
A soft, beautiful touch.
I was saying, don't make it too soon. You know, we've talked about releasing prematurely. Let the play develop and then put it up there for the big guy just to knock in, and that's exactly what he did. Robert missed it, but the good pursuit by McHale was right there.
112-100, Boston leading. Their biggest lead has been 14 just a moment ago. The other side of the coin on the excellent performance by Carlisle coming off the bench here in this one, Coos, is that his teammates, now seeing what he does in a pressure situation, are going to have the confidence in him if it has to happen again another time.
Not only that, but I just made a note to myself, too. It's not only his teammates, but
the coach.
Must be nice for Case to know now that he can put him in crunch time without worrying about it.
Celtics by 12, 2.5 minutes to go in the game. They trailed by 3 after 3 quarters, so they've outscored New Jersey by 15 in this one. Here's Darwin Cook knocking in off the glass.
18 for Darwin. He's had a heck of a night for himself. New Jersey has played well given the circumstances, you know, the injury situation and all. They hung in tough.
Nice one-on-one job by Dennis Johnson. 12-point lead, 2 minutes to go in the game. Buck Williams, and a foul is going to be called on Kevin McHale that will put the Celtics over the limit and put Buck Williams on the line for the New Jersey Nets. Now for the Nets, Jeff Turner comes in replacing Mike O'Koren. So New Jersey has Ramsey, Cook, Gminski, Williams, and O'Koren on the floor. Or rather Turner, but Gminski goes out and George Johnson replaces him. Celtics with Johnson, Carlisle, Parish, Bird, and McHale out there. Buck Williams makes it 114 to 103. Celtics lead is 11 points. One more for Buck Williams. Gets them both. Cedric Maxwell is going to be coming in for about a minute of playing time. Carlisle gets it to Larry Bird. fall away? No. Rebound Chief. And a whistle. Loose ball foul on Robert Parish. And here comes Cedric Maxwell into the game.
Max is taking his sweats off like it's Superman coming out of the booth. Here I am, folks. Just in the nick of time to preserve the victory.
Cedric Maxwell comes in to replace Kevin McHale. Very strong board game for Kevin in this one. He had up around 14, 15 rebounds from McHale, somewhere in that area. Been a long time since I've seen a guy shoot foul shots this way.
Who does that remind you of?
My high school coach.
Oh, Barry.
Rick Barry used to, yeah.
Shoot him that way pretty well, too, if you'll recall.
Parish the rebound.
That release fits right in here to the New Jersey free throw shooting situation, I'll tell you.
Minute and a half to go. Celtics up by 9. Their biggest lead was 14. They trailed through most of 3 quarters and then turned the heat on here in the 4th. Nice defensive play by George Johnson. Ramsey's 1-on-3. Loses it off his foot. Ramsey from outside. Chief another rebound. All 3 Celtics front court starters were in double figures in rebounds. All 5 Celtics game starters were in double figures in points. 1 minute to play in the game. Larry Bird has 29 points. In and out. Johnson ahead to Darwin Cook. And a whistle and foul on Buck Williams, the 4th on New Jersey, so Bird will not be at the line with 44 seconds to play in the game. KC used all of his players with the exception of the 2 injured players, Ainge and Clark, and Greg Kite. Crowd wants Max to shoot. And we have an offensive foul on Maxwell with 30 seconds to go in the game. And New Jersey has called a timeout with 31 seconds remaining.
I hope that was obligatory.
All right, right now, 31 seconds to play, and the basketball game will be back after these messages and Megabucks.
Can you show me the hottest new car in America?
Yes, yes, we can.
The Nissan 300ZX.
We're gonna give you the best we can.
Turbo.
Yes, yes, we can. You want a great car? We're your Nissan Datsun men. Here we are. Yes, yes, we can. We've got selection.
How about some of those DX ideas in a family car?
Yes, yes, we can. New England Nissan Datsun men. Yes, we can. Yes.
Good evening. Welcome to Megabucks Live for this Halloween evening, October 31st. I'm Tom Bergeron. Jackpot estimated to be around $7 million tonight. Nice piece of change. Here comes the first number. It is 8. 8 is the first of the 6 Megabucks numbers for this Halloween night. 7, 8, and 7. $7 million estimated jackpot. Number 1. We're halfway there. 8, 7, and 1, followed by 17. 17. Okay, 2 more. 2 more. Here comes number 35. And the last ball for tonight. 3. We have 1, 3, 7, 8, 17, 35. Estimated jackpot of $7 million. Now back to Celtics basketball. Have a good night.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy at the Garden. 31 seconds left. The Celtics put on a 10-0 run in the first 2 minutes of this quarter to go from a 3-point deficit to a 7-point lead, and they've never looked back since then. Right now leading at 114 to 105.
Had an old girlfriend of yours?
I didn't see her, Coos. And we have an offensive foul on the New Jersey Nets. It's on George Johnson, so it'll be Boston ball. Bird to Dennis Johnson. Larry, 29 points, 12 rebounds. Parish, 25 points, 13 rebounds. McHale, 12 points and 15 rebounds. Bird with 8 on the shot clock. Gets his man in the air. No. Rebound Chief. Keeps it alive. Bird to Maxwell. What do I do with it, guys? Doesn't get it. Bird to Dennis Johnson. Ball got to half court. There were 9 seconds when Doc leveled off. When they threw the ball up front, unfortunately for Andrew Toney, you know, he allowed the clock to get to 3 seconds without either A, calling a timeout, or B, making a move and allowing Bird to get that close to him. So, you know, hey, look, that's basketball. That's why we play the games, and to see the unexpected.
All right, Hubie, the Lakers and the Nuggets tonight. Everybody thinks the Lakers will win big. They won 2 in Denver. Denver's hurt. It's almost a foregone conclusion. Do you believe that tonight, and is this a Laker stronger club than we saw last year in the finals against the Celtics? Two-part question.
All right. Well, first of all, the series should be 2-2 because the game on Sunday was an outstanding performance by Denver. They cannot play any better than that. You lose English with 4 to 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. You're up 5. All right, then Calvin Nat gets hurt within 30 seconds. Dan Issel gets hurt within 3 minutes. And you still are in a tie game when the ball goes on the glass inside of 10 seconds. And unfortunately for them, the Lakers got 5 shots. So I'm looking at it could have been 2-2. Now, by rights, you know, they're like a 17-point favorite tonight. I mean, they should blow these people away.